I drink now that there's nothing to lose. I've been fighting with your memory. I hate the way it hits me. I wake up every day black and blue. After all this back and forth, the fifth one knew. Well, I finally got a handle on you. After all this back and forth, the fifth one knew. Yeah, I finally got a handle on you. Handle on you. Yeah, I finally got a handle on you.
Columbus, your home for the Sportsvisions morning show. Sportsvisions 92.1. You're listening to the Sportsvisions morning show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Friday morning and welcome everybody to another edition of the Sportsvisions morning show. I am Walter and Betty Jones's baby boy, Daryl DJ Jones. Coach Larry Bush's grandson, we call him the Thrift Barringer. Good morning. How are you?
Great morning, DJ. TGIF, baby.
Looking good. Hair hanging down. You ready to rock and roll?
I'm trying, man. We got a long weekend and look forward to some great football games here tonight.
And we call him the Swiss Army knife. Richie Rich is, of course, in the building. Good morning, Richard Holdridge.
Good morning, DJ. It's Friday. We've got high school football. I cannot wait. Let's go.
Thursday night lights, of course, last night over at Odis Spencer Stadium. I tell you what, I had an opportunity to see the Carver Tigers and the Jordan Red Dickers take on. But when I left the game, actually, it was 10 minutes left in the second quarter. That's right before halftime, and it was 48-0. I wake up this morning, and obviously I check the scores, and I see 67-41. Now, I'm happy as hell because Jordan, that's probably more points than they've scored all year.
DJ.
And we understand that was a fraud because Jordan, Jordan lost pretty bad.
Yeah, that was a wham bam boodle.
So,
and that's why you can't always trust back preps.
Well, who can you trust? You just got to
WRBL and WTVM.
Okay, I'm glad we made that point because again, everybody's all happy and they should be because again, that was a situation where we had the Jordan Red Jackets. They moved the ball. To beat Jordan going up against Big Bad Carver, the first few minutes of the game, they had some good returns. They had a couple of good runs from scrimmage, but they were outmanned again. But I just wanted to make everybody aware that when they hear those, because I even did it on my report, I relied on that score because I didn't have a final other than what Max Prep. And again, that I get spanked on the hand now. Max Prep is not reliable.
Yeah, and somebody got on there who had access and just was trying to play a funny. Because I saw people posting that on social media too, and I'm like, I know Jordan did not score 41.
I knew it too. I had to make sure.
I actually got kind of happy, guys, because like I said, standing there and witnessing a 48-0 win, game, in the first few minutes with basically a quarter and 2 minutes. And then you get home and you say, well, dang, you know what, Jarvis, I love him. He put in the junior varsity and the freshman probably. That's how. But anyway. So on and so forth. Hey, first of all, let's go ahead and say good morning to everybody out there in Facebook land. And again, I just wanted to get that clear and out in the open. But we appreciate the fact that we have the opportunity to help you start your day. I know that you might be in the kitchen right now cooking breakfast for the kiddos, getting them ready to go to school. You might be cooking breakfast for yourself, getting ready to go to work. You might be in traffic on the road on your way to work. But I kind of like the folks that are just rolling over with, of course, listening to us this morning to help them get in a better mood. And of course, the hair stands up on the back of their neck. The blood gets to boiling, Richard. And it's great to have the Sportsvisions morning show on.
Absolutely. I mean, I know I usually, like, when I'm not here, my body's getting up about 6:30. But, the fact is that on YouTube, you can go back and watch us from the very beginning. So if you missed that first part of the show, you can always go back and catch it right at 6. And I record just about everything now on my phone. So like when I'm watching my shows, I'll press start from the beginning. So, you don't have to worry about, I missed the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, again, we take it as a privilege because we are here to entertain, inform, and educate you on the goings on in the world of sports. And for all of our friends out there in WLTC HD2, Sportsvision 921 land, we love you. But it ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Hello, somebody.
Guys, let's get this Friday party started. TGIF. Some people might thank God it's Friday, but we say what? Thank God it's football, guys. Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. How many games you guys got? A dozen?
6 games.
Only 6?
Unbelievable.
I thought you had 12 or 10, 12 or so. Good. 6 games, man. And what are those games? Thrift?
Starting at 5 o'clock, we got Columbus and Spencer. And then we will have a couple 7:30 games, which include Harris County hosting Monday's Mills Senior Night, Pacelli hosting Westfield Senior Night, Brookstone hosting Strong Rock Senior Night. And then we'll have Enterprise and Smith Stations Senior Night, Rich. And then we also have Calvary hosting Stratford. Actually, they did their senior night against Brookstone.
You're right.
But it is their final home game and final game of the season. So all those, we got 3 GIAA schools, Pacelli, Brookstone, and Calvary all hosting. We got Harris County hosting. We got Smith Station hosting. And we got Columbus and Spencer battling it out. We cannot wait to give you all the up-to-date information on these schools.
Let's talk a little bit about that transition that everybody's going to have to make today. If you're going over to Odis Spencer Stadium, of course, the 5 o'clock game will include.
That will include Columbus and Spencer. That is going to be at 5 o'clock. I want to remind everybody that there is an 8 o'clock game that's Shaw and Kendrick. And what they typically do is once that Columbus Spencer game is over, they clear out Odis Spencer Stadium. You can't come back in. So if you think you're going to get to see 2 games for the price of 1, you got another thing coming because, Stephen Campbell, he runs Odis Spencer Stadium. He's going to make sure that the people with the paying tickets on the GoFan app are going to be at the right game. But of course, all the personnel that are working the game, like Robert Edmonds, the PA announcer, they're going to got double duty. But logistically, they didn't want to move it to Memorial. They could have, because the fair is not happening right now. But they decided to keep it this way because the other option is to play on Saturday afternoon. I don't think anybody wants to do that.
Can I give you my humble opinion about that and that transition? The people that are there for that 5 o'clock game, if they want to stay, leave them alone. I'm sure that everybody's going to be headed out because, again, I'm not sure if everybody wants to watch that second game. But you know what? Who's got enough time to kind of bleed everybody out? If you want to stay, let them stay.
I think so too.
I'm sure that's probably what's going to happen. I'm sure they're not going to sit there and with only 30 minutes or 45 minutes to transition, if they have that much time to say, okay, we're going to sweep the stadium, everybody out for the 5 o'clock game, and then. Of course, you got those people waiting in line to get into the second. No, I think they're just going to let people flow out. And then, of course, as they come, what do you think, Thrift?
Yeah, I think that's what they should do so they can have as many people as they can at these games for these athletes. So I have absolutely no problem with it. And it's going to be a good one at the 8 o'clock, Kendrick and Shaw. So I can't wait. And it's going to be cool tonight. Dress appropriately.
And the $64,000 question is that with all the games going on, why was the decision made not to do the doubleheader at Odis Spencer?
What do you mean?
Why you're doing the 5 o'clock game, but you're not going to do the 7 o'clock
Well,
game?
it's because, one of the main reasons is we have a halftime show, and it's hard to be able to do halftime show and the Kendrick Shaw. If we can make it work, we will try to. But with the halftime show and everything else, it was just going to be really tough to do back-to-back games. Plus, I don't know how I have my voice in me to do back-to-back games because I would be the one calling it. And 6 straight hours of football is totally different than doing 6 hours of basketball. But it ain't nothing like 6 straight hours of football with Thrift Barringer. Yeah, I know. We're not going to be able to. We will cover it. We will be live on the field doing halftime show, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to do the halftime show on the field?
Yes, we
That's
are.
a great look.
Yeah, so we'll have that in the background while Richard's giving updates and everything else. So should be a lot of fun. I've already talked to Stephen Campbell, got that approved. So we'll be live from the field right after Columbus Spencer. Richard's got to do his job, and when he does, he'll be looking good right there with the background of Kendrick and Shaw behind him.
But I had to run that by you, Thrift, because when I saw that they weren't going to move that game, I said, well, you know what? The way these guys, hustle and bustle all over town, I said, but that probably is going to be easier logistically that's probably the easiest that if you wanted to do it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But again, we are very limited in our producers. Remember, we're already doing 5 other games. So I got 6 producers, and I have basically would be 7 events going on at once. So just would be really hard. And I don't want to leave Big Rich hanging trying to produce, host the halftime show. Like, it is a lot doing that halftime show and updating everyone in their broadcast. So I take one thing at a time, and we'll be updating you about Kendrick Shaw. We'll be right behind Richard.
Yeah.
He'll be able to tell you scores and everything.
That'll be the easy
I
one.
want to take you back a few months now. You guys, I know you had an all call and had anybody that was interested in being a producer or an on-air personality. And I understand you had, 25, 30 guys showing up wanting to eat off you and drink off you. So they weren't serious about it. Because where are those guys now?
And people are serious. The thing is, it takes time training a producer. Also, producers need to come with some equipment of their own because they are a contractor, not an employee. So we ask that you at least have a computer, at least try to have a camera. If not, we can try to help you out to make sure so you can get started for sure. And we've had several that have come in and be very crucial. One of them is our guest today, Big Rick Rodgers. He has been so huge to this company, but we're always looking for more. So if you're interested in joining the Georgia Alabama Sports Live team, just please DM us, reach out to me personally on my Facebook page, and I'll make sure you'll get an opportunity. I promise you, I'll put you right to work.
All right. Hey, man, listen, we got a show that's lined up here today to, again, entertain you and, of course, inform you. Our first guest right off the bat, World Series starts tonight. Game 1. Man, can you believe it? L.A. in Toronto. Well, guess what? We got a former Los Angeles Dodger who, again, is going to be our contributor, our go-to guy, and we can ask him any and everything about, and as well, I was discussing with you earlier, Richard, Garey Ingram as a former player, Major League Baseball player and a former minor league manager, he understands the dynamics of how these guys live, how they work, what they do, why they do it. And, so those are the questions that, again, I don't take for granted going behind the scenes and asking that kind of question because the fanboy in me is, I'm eager to know. And, although I know a lot of that by being exposed to the professional game at some points. But again, it's nothing like asking Garey and hearing his take because, again, when you talk about 162 game season, how these guys get it back up to, of course, go through the, the wild cards and the ALCS and the NLCS and then just a million games. How many games actually do they end up playing? If you win a World Series, if the Dodgers or the Toronto, how many games realistically was like 180 games or 200 games? What I mean,
around 180. They play close to 20 playoff games because you got to think it's best out of 3 in the first round, best out of 5, best out of 7, best out of 7. So
wow.
At max, if you played all the best stuff, like every one of them went down to that last game, that would be 23 games. So you would get
23.
to about 185 games you would play total if you were to play every game in the postseason.
In addition to being physically fit, you got to know that the adrenaline is oozing out of the veins, man. Because again, to play that many games and
unreal.
And again, game 1 tonight, you got to start off. You got to forget everything that happened in the regular season. Forget everything happened in the postseason up to this point. The World Series, baby. This is the championship. Again, this is possibly 7 more games for the rest of your year. And again, for you to bring it up and be the best that you can be. I mean, it takes something special. Garey Ingram can give us some kind of idea because I have no idea how they do it.
Yeah, I have no idea how they do it either. I commend them for sure on that.
Absolutely. We're going to check in with, of course, the Sports Council's David Boyd. Again, last week had GIAA. This week, what we got? GHSA. Man, and he is doing his thing. He gets on his golf cart and he's delivering
flying around.
And he's giving orders and he's shaking hands and kisses babies. But he's gonna check in with us, and we wanted to see if he has that. I'm interested in finding out the economic impact that a lot of these, especially the GIAA. It's gone now. It's in the books, and I know that one of my breakfast spots that I eat at, they were out of a lot of materials and a lot of food because they ate them out of a house and a home. But good, that's great for the city. That's great for our local businesses, and hopefully David has some numbers that we can share.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to David Boyd. He is a lot of fun, and these Columbus Sports Council means a lot to this community.
Absolutely. And of course, the iconic Bill Hartman. That's right. Some of you might remember Bill as, of course, he was the WSB anchor. He and Chuck Dowdle, they were, of course, at the big station. And Bill is a graduate of the University of Georgia. His dad, Bill Hartman Sr., was the kicking coach. He coached some great kickers, to include Kevin Butler and Rex Robinson. But Bill went to work right out of college. I think I remember the story. He says he was 21 years old. He went to work right out of the journalism school at Georgia. Now, to get a job in a big market like Atlanta on a big station like that, Thrift, you have to have some gifts and you have to be blessed.
Yeah, you definitely have to be blessed, Richard, to be able to do that, man. So I commend anyone that was able to have a long-standing career like Bill Hartman. Bill
Hartman, indeed. He'll be with us. And also, Bill is a board member of the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame, which will go on, get underway on Saturday at the College Football Hall of Fame. And, of course, our next two guests are near and dear to our hearts. He's the voice of course, Odis Spencer Stadium, and he's the voice of Chattahoochee Valley Community College, Robert Edmonds.
Yeah, can't wait to have on
the commander,
the Robert Edmonds. I can't wait. If you've never met Big Rob, Rob's the same way on air as he is off air, and he is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for everyone to hear his story.
It was funny. Yesterday, I called him and was booking and making arrangements to have him on, and I never did say who I was, and as if he didn't know, but I was kind of, handling it like business. When we're calling from the Sportsvisions morning show, we wanted to know if you had availability at 8:30, blah, 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 at 8 o'clock, actually. And he was like, yes, I think I can work that out. And I go on and on and on. So I say, are you familiar with our link? And we're going to send you our StreamYard link. My producers will do. He said, well, I don't know about that link stuff, but I'll try. I said, well, if we send it to you, you know what? We still got the in-studio phone that we can fall back on if, in fact, it doesn't work out. And it was funny because, again, I ended up saying goodbye. I didn't ever say, hey, this is DJ, your boy. Because he has been around this community working for a multitude of stations, TV, radio. I mean, this guy has probably as much experience as anybody that's going, that's on the air now.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. And that's why he has gotten a lot of respect from anyone that's been in this industry, and he means a lot, especially being at WRBL for quite some time. Can't wait to talk to the commander, Robert Edmonds.
Ricky Rodgers is our guest. Good morning, Ricky. He's already joining us. Of course, he's the first thing on, and he and Stan Crowell, we are so happy that those guys, man, we help them get their day started. They help us get our day started, if you ask me. But, Ricky, we're looking forward to, of course, unpacking your broadcasting career. I know that he is a prominent figure now with Georgia Alabama Sports Live, but he has done some other things here in the community. But I'm interested to find out where he came from, and again, who were some of the people that poured into him as far as who he has become as a broadcaster.
Yeah, Ricky is. I'm gonna let him tell his story, but Richard, you know about Ricky, and this guy has been a staple in this community. I remember him when he was commenting on Josh Pate's show when Josh Pate was still locally in this area. That's when I first got to know him, and then you and him have had your PA battles of who's the best PA in the city, Big Rich. But aside from that, he's a great guy.
Great guy indeed. But got a really nice show. But you know what? I got to go ahead and say this before we go to the break, because, again, the bottom line is I don't know what the hell's going on. I know we just announced yesterday that the NCAA has granted it permission for the kids, and the student athletes too, and the staffers on these athletic departments to gamble. And then, again, the bomb drops. A couple of NBA favorites, Damon Jones, Terry Rozier, and Chauncey Billups, man, they were arrested. And, man, we got to unpack that some kind of way. But, Thrift, I want to get your immediate thoughts when you heard that. And, again, it was over 30 people that were investigated over a year in 11 states, tens of millions of dollars. And I'm talking about, basement poker games and all kind of fraud and, just a crazy array of things going on. And Chauncey Billups is one of the, darlings of the NBA. He's one of the he's a coach. He's an active coach right now for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Unbelievable, man. And what a bad look for Adam Silver. He's going to have to drop a massive bombshell to really make a point of emphasis that this can't happen. This is now right after what went down with Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Jonte Porter Jr., And now you got this coming out once again, on top of the NCAA saying they're going to let gambling happen. This is about to get real ugly real fast. If they can influence grown-ass men, you don't think they'll influence kids? If they can influence grown-ass men for only a couple $100,000, we're not even talking millions. What do you think 35 to 50,000 is going to be for an 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid? It's already happening. We've known it's happened, and we can act like we didn't, but we've known this has been going on for 40, 50 years. But now,
more than that,
this is just ugly. It's disgusting, and I don't know where the end goal is, because the NBA, this is a black mark for sure.
All right, let's go ahead and take our first break of the day. You are watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. 18-year-old Jadarius Snipes was found guilty of felony murder and first-degree robbery in the case of Ryan Bowles' murder. Snipes will remain in custody at the Russell County Sheriff's Office until his sentencing hearing, which is scheduled for November the 21st. In Phoenix City, police arrested Jamari Leonard, who was charged in a shooting last month at Brookwood Apartments that killed Lenoris Boyd Jr. and left one woman injured. Police say the shooting originated from an argument. And in Columbus, Congressman Sanford Bishop discussed healthcare and federal budget, saying the GOP is making healthcare more expensive. But Republicans say Obamacare's doubled and tax cuts remove funds from undocumented immigrants. Bishop says the tax cuts are for people without healthcare through an employer and that illegal immigrants do not have access to Medicaid. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Friday morning. We are starting off mostly clear and chilly with those readings hovering near 50. Plenty of blue skies today with high cirrus clouds through the afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. Watch for increasing clouds Saturday, rain chances arriving late Sunday into Monday. A few rain chances linger through the midweek, and those temperatures are trending cooler in the extended forecast. We're tracking highs in the mid to upper 60s.
J. Smith Lanier and Company is now Marshall McLennan Agency. We remain a full-service insurance, retirement, and risk management firm specializing in employee benefits, commercial insurance, surety, and personal insurance. It's our business to be there for you in the moments that matter, as we have for over 150 years, protecting what and who matters most. Marshall McLennan Agency is one of the largest insurance brokerages in the United States, offering high-touch service by trusted local insurance specialists. Located in Brookstone Center Office Park and online at marshmma.com.
This week at Macy's, it's the best time to save on fall styles at our biggest fall sale. Find the classic brown boots and preppy Mary Jeans that everyone's wearing. Luxurious cashmere and wool sweaters. Even better, it's our lowest prices of the season on diamond jewelry, now 50 to 75% off, over half off. Don't miss your chance to save big on the looks you need now at Macy's biggest fall sale. Today, savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
How would you like to sponsor Georgia Bulldogs football? Call 706-327-1217 to find out how. That's 706-327-1217. Again, that's 706-327-1217.
Many Americans have missed regular dental care in the past few years. It's important to see a dentist twice a year to identify any problems early. Taking care of your oral health helps overall health. Brushing at least twice a day with fluoride toothpaste and flossing daily can help prevent oral health problems. For more information, visit hrsa.gov/oral-health.
My life was going downhill fast. Everybody was on my case. Now, I kept hoping that life would change real soon. I knew drinking too much messed up my life. A friend suggested I check out AA. It worked. I found myself in an AA group. Finally, I've got my act together.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Operation Homefront, it opened up so many possibilities. It took us from a hopeless situation. Now we're homeowners. We have a savings account. It's completely changed the way our life is. Our household is so much happier.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. Discover the world for free at afvclub.com.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sportsvisions morning show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sportsvisions 92.1.
Good Friday morning and welcome back to the Sportsvisions morning show. DJ Jones, Thrift, Barringer, and Richard Holdridge in the building. TGIF.
Wow.
Thrift, I tell you what, man, it was just less than a couple of days ago, man. We were, starting the week out and we were telling everybody how quickly we would get to this point, and damn it, are we here?
And we are, and it's time.
It's time. It's time, right? It's also time to go. Game 1 of the World Series. Los Angeles and Toronto tonight. Guess what? We have a former Los Angeles Dodgers.
No.
He can look. This guy can give it to a straight no chaser. Please help me welcome to the show, of course, Garey Ingram. How are you, Garey?
Outstanding, gentlemen. How y'all doing this morning? I got the triple threat, DJ, Thrift, and Richard. Oh my God, this is gonna be amazing this morning.
You better be ready for us, guy, because we're coming in hot. We're coming in heavy. I see you got the Dodger jersey in the background. That's beautiful.
Wow.
I love it. And,
Nice.
it looks amazing to the folks across America that are listening to us this morning. And, of course, with your knowledge and your contribution, man, we are so looking forward to it. Let's get started right now because I was just sharing with these guys in our opening monologue of the show this morning, having you on board, you can go, and again, like I said, the fanboy in me, I got questions. Now, my first question, as I shared with Thrift and Richard this morning, is that we got a 162-game season that these players in the Major League Baseball have to play. But then you throw in the playoffs, and if some of them have to play wild card games. But at the end of the day, these guys are playing 180, 190 games. But now, tonight, none of that matters. You have to start fresh. I don't know where these guys are going to get it from, how they get that extra flow or pump of adrenaline, but all I know is these guys are chasing a championship, and I want you to help me understand what does it take deep down inside that intestinal fortitude to go through a 162-game season, another 20 or so playoff games, and to get to this point and you're fresh and ready to go again.
Well, I'll tell you, DJ, Richard and Thrift, it all starts on day 1 of spring training, okay? We always tend to forget about spring training when the season starts and all that stuff, but guys get their mindset in spring training. It all starts with the manager. He sets the tone to where they are talking about getting to the World Series. I know they hadn't played any regular season games at all, but that sets the tone for each club and each player to get their mind right to be able to figure out how, number one, they're going to get.
Did we lose him?
I think we lost.
Oh,
to the playoffs.
Okay.
Oh, here he is.
You there, Garey?
Garey, can you hear us?
Well,
you may have to log back in and come back.
Boy, he was in. I tell you what, he was in midstream.
He really was.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, that was something that he'll be back. He'll be back, and that's very unusual because Garey is obviously has a great connection and with his internet and all.
And obviously, I want to put a PSA out there.
Yeah.
For those that are going to be future guests for the Sports Visions, please take advice from Garey, and look at the background he has behind him.
Yeah.
What a shot.
Yeah.
What a perfect way to do an interview.
I'm back.
That's how you do it.
I'm back.
You do an
Who's back?
interview.
All right, should we start again? Because or you want to pick up where you left off?
I can pick up where I left off. We were talking about spring training and how it all starts in spring training, and guys get their minds right and get their tone set to be able to get to the playoffs first, win those division series, whether it's wild card, whether it's the NCLS, just to get to this game. These games that's going to start tonight. So, look, man, it's already embedded in them, and like I tell you guys, those regular season games matter. A lot of times when you lose those games you should have won, that was the factor of letting you get into the playoffs to give you an opportunity. And now it's only two teams standing, Blue Jays and the Dodgers. And I'm pretty excited about this, fellas. And, I got to rep the Dodgers because that's what I was bleeding, Dodger blue. So other than that, man, this is what it's about. Going to the end and fighting for that big old World Series ring and that trophy.
Garey, Blue Jays and Dodgers is going to be a fun one. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is an excellent personality. I'm going to miss him. And actually, they're still going to be able to do it because on Fox, him and Poppy having their back and forth banter. But I got to ask about Shohei, man. The 10 strikeout, 3 home run performance, Garey. And you've been a part of the show. There can't be anything bigger than this, right? And then in the playoffs to send his team to the World Series, I don't know anyone that's ever had a better game in the history of baseball like that. I mean, we're going to have to go back in the 20s and 30s when pitchers played multiple positions like Babe Ruth. What's your thoughts on what he was able to accomplish last week?
Hey, man, I'm like you guys. What was I watching? And we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that in a while. I had a debate with some friends a while ago before Ohtani signed that $700 million contract. And everybody was saying, well, no way he's worth number. I got two things for you. They bought a two-way player. They bought a pitcher, an elite pitcher, and an elite hitter. So an elite position player is going to get around 300, 350. Yes. And an elite pitcher can get around 300. So that equals to about 700 million. So now we see the results of why the Dodgers decided to open that checkbook, put those zeros in there, and get that man signed. And we have never seen the likes of this ever. 10 strikeouts on the mound, throwing 100 miles an hour, and then to go 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. And everybody was talking about Ohtani cold this series, Ohtani, but he came back in a big way. And look, man, this is something special that we're watching right now. We just got to sit back, get our popcorn, and enjoy it while that man is on the field.
Yeah, this seems like it was a fantasy like 20 years ago when they came out with the movie The Scout, because we couldn't believe that there would be a pitch. You know the movie with Brendan Fraser, right? The Scout, Steve Nebraska throwing 120 miles an hour. It was so unrealistic, but what we're witnessing is absolutely incredible. I'm blown away, but I do want to talk about the series. You got the Dodgers who swept the Brewers. They had all this time off, and the Blue Jays, they got pushed to the brink by the Mariners in 7. How much of a huge advantage is for the Dodgers with their pitchers well rested? Or do you like seeing the team with the momentum that didn't have a whole lot of time off going into game 1? And how important is it that rest versus rust when it comes to the Dodgers and the Blue Jays meeting for game 1 tonight?
Great question, Richard. And it's a two-way sword right there. Hit the first one. A team that's sat around a little bit to wait for other team, that can help or hurt them. Now, if you got injuries on a team, any time off is good to get those players rest to be able to come back 100%. Okay. Now, on the flip side, if you finish the series and you're going straight into it, especially with the momentum that the Blue Jays had from coming back to down 2-0 to Springer hitting that big home run, that's a momentum swing for the Blue Jays. Now, to put those two things together, we all know if you're a guy that's bet on game with friends, you probably gonna have all your apples on the Dodgers, because on paper and on the field, the Dodgers are ultimately loaded. Now, I'm gonna say this about the Blue Jays. Hey, the fat lady hadn't sung yet until that trophy is handed over at the end of the series. So the Blue Jays could surprise some people. Now, I got to go with my Dodgers, but look, man, I think that game one is going to be a key game for both teams. I think if the Dodgers win game one, it could be a quick series, but the Blue Jays got to come in, got to make a statement right away, man, because everybody in the world think that the Dodgers are probably going to sweep the Blue Jays, but you never know. This is a game of baseball, man, and you got 27 outs, and whoever gets those outs first is going to be the winner.
He is Garey Ingram, a.k.a. the Crappy Man. And again, he's our guest this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Garey, let me get my bearings straight here. And again, if my math serves me correctly and my timing, the last time that the Toronto Blue Jays were in the World Series, I think you might have been still playing at that time.
Actually, it was 1993, the year before I got drafted by the no, I was in the minor leagues in 1993. That was the year before I got called up to the major leagues. So that was when, Joe Carter hit that big old home run and everything off of Charlie Lee Brandt. And yeah, man, I was watching that, and that's a long time, fellas. Look, the Mariners hadn't been to the World Series ever, so everybody was hoping that they were gonna get a shot so Griff Jr. could go witness all that. But yeah, man, it's a long awaited time for the Blue Jays. You know what else? Don Mattingly, who's a coach there, bench coach, he has never been to the World Series, so he gets to experience all the festivities and all the order of the World Series as a coach. That's a special story in itself too. But hey, man, them Blue Jays are hungry, dude. So we're gonna see. I can't say what's gonna happen, but hey, man, that pitching staff for the Dodgers is dangerous.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be a part. I'm sure y'all gonna ask about that in a minute.
Yeah, their pitching staff is absolutely loaded. And kind of my question when going into something like this, how important is starting pitching depth or rotation and bullpen? Which one is more important to have? Because I'm going back to the Braves World Series. If they didn't have the pitching of now I can't think of his name, Matzik and
AJ
Mentor, I don't
Jackson.
know. They wouldn't have won that World Series as good as the starting pitching staff was. It was the bullpen that won them the games. So in your opinion, what's more important, have a deep rotation in terms of starters or deep rotation in terms of the bullpen to win this World Series?
Thrift, there you go with the difficult questions I got to answer, but I got to answer for you. Listen, I think they're both important at certain times, because if you got a starter that can go into the 6th inning, 7th inning, that helps the bullpen not stretch itself out in case the series goes deeper. Okay. With the analytics, though, it seems that a lot of starting pitchers get pulled sooner than us as fans think. Like, man, he's throwing a one-hit shutout. Why are they pulling him out? But analytics has gotten in there, and they are pulling guys earlier. So that could be a factor in the effect of how soon that bullpen gets in. But like you said, the Braves bullpen saved them during that year. And as a manager, you would like your starter to go as deep in the game as he can, especially if they're dominating like Ohtani did the other night, because there's no need for you to even waste your bullpen. And, it just depends on the temperature of the game. If your starter gets whacked the first 2 innings, then you got to rely on Johnny Holstaff out of the bullpen to come in to save the day. So that could be a 50-50 swing, Thrift, to say that if the bullpen more important than the starting rotation. But like I said, the starting rotation gets the ball rolling. So I would lean towards that starting rotation needs to be solid for that game.
Garey, I want to talk about the Dodgers as being the team of the 2020s. And it really started when Kershaw came up, and they've been one of the top teams for a decade. And it's not just because of their big payroll. It's like unsung heroes like Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez. And you see like Justin Turner having big series and Cody Bellinger. Just talk about what clicked for the Dodgers. Was it ownership? Was it their GM? Because it seems like they've hit home runs on not just their farm system, but these free agent acquisitions as well.
That goes into the collaboration with the number one, the GM and the manager, Dave Roberts, who I know personally. They have to figure out what they need to get, when they need to get, and how, and the reason why they need to get it. As far as the home runs and stuff, the Dodgers have always had guys that, number one, can hit the long ball. Okay. The dangerous part about the Dodgers to me is they got guys that are pure hitters now with power. For example, Mookie Betts is a pure hitter that can hit 30 home runs a season. Shohei Ohtani is a pure hitter that can hit 50 home runs in a season. Freddie Freeman is a pure hitter that can hit 30 home runs in a season. And then you got Muncy and the other guys that can add to that equation. That's the one thing I think is missing on a lot of other teams. They don't have hitters. They have a lot of guys that swing for the fences. And then if you start swinging for the fences, you're going to have a lot of swing and misses. But the Dodgers have guys that can hit. And when you can hit, you can square the ball up and put the ball in play hard a lot. And a lot of time, a lot of those results are long balls and home runs, which is what we're seeing.
Garey, I got to ask you this because this is what everybody wants to know. Again, and we talked about Ohtani making $700 million and obviously dropping a bucket playing in the World Series. But fact of the matter is that these guys are chasing not only a ring, but another payday. And again, from what I understand, the winning team last year, the Dodgers got a chance to split $46 million to the tune of about $477 million per player. That was the winning purse for the winning team. Again, I know that goes and increases each and every year, but when you talk about that kind of money and how it's distributed, and I know you've been removed from the game, a while, but I'm sure you still can give us some kind of idea when people hear about multi-million-dollar contracts. And I know in football, there's 17 games. There were 16 games back, or less than that when we played, and that was the weekly pay normally. But how for baseball, over 162 games and however long it is, at what point do you get your salary? At what point do you get your playoff money? And at what point do you get your World Series pay?
The players for their regular contract, they're really actually getting paid for the regular season, which is 162 games. They get paid bi-weekly. I remember back in the day when I was with the line of the Shields, he was making $3 million a year, and I asked him, could I see his 2-week check? And I almost fell out my chair. I'm sure he don't mind if I can share this, but $3 million a year, he was bringing home around probably $250,000 every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So then that's a 6-month contract. So hey, they start getting paid their regular salary bi-weekly during the season. And then once you get to the playoffs, as you know, DJ, you start talking about the TV revenue, the sponsors, and the people in the seats paying money. The Dodger Stadium on a full night, they'll make $1 million just off concession food a night. So that tells you what kind of money is being circulated. And then once teams get through the playoffs, they get to the World Series. There is a first place winner that get money and a second place. I don't know the exact amount that the team that win the World Series gets, but second place, the guys that lose, they also get a hefty check per player after the World Series. And I think they do get that for the other division championships as well. So a lot of money on the table, DJ. As we all know, baseball is a money sport. And as long as people are in those seats, players are going to make a whole bunch of money. They're going to make incentives and all that stuff. But the ultimate goal, DJ, is they ain't worried about that money right now. They're trying to get that trophy. So that's the number one goal.
Garey, we have witnessed something that I don't think it's happened. It doesn't happen that often. A college baseball manager, Tony Vitello, who's won College World Series with the Tennessee Volunteers, has created a dynasty at Tennessee, has accepted the manager job for the San Francisco Giants. Are we going to start seeing more of this? Because there's some great college baseball managers that's deserving of getting a Major League Baseball position. But do you think that they're that the Giants are starting a precedence by getting from the college ranks?
You know what? It could be that orange, man, because they got orange. Where you come from? Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
It could be that bright orange, and it's October, Halloween, so the Giants and that orange for some reason connects. You know what? That's a great question. I was talking to someone about this the other day. I would say this: there are many deserving former Major League managers and Major League players that could be Major League managers that have managed in the minor leagues, that have done things. I think they should be considered first, but us four, we aren't the ones that write those checks to everybody, and we're not the owners. And I think it's going to start swinging that way. The reason why I say this is because I'm gonna just share a nugget. the analytics side of the game has taken over. I'm gonna give you an example. Look at Brett Boone. He had no coaching experience, but he's coaching the New York Yankees. Okay, everybody was questioning that, and I think that what they're looking at is I personally don't think that they want someone that'll come in and shoot waves on the analytical side. And if you think about it, a coach that comes in from college, he's not going to have as much power as you would think to do things. So he might be getting information and stuff to do from the front office, what he needs to do on the field. So this just opens up another door to give college coaches opportunities, which I don't have no problem with. But the number one thing is those players are going to have to respect whoever walks in that locker room as their manager. And he's going to have to garner their respect, get them to trust him. Because I'm promise you, it's going to be some players that's like, we got a college coach here on a major league level. So that's just some stuff that's probably going to come up. But hey, evidently the Giants have faith in that young man, and he probably going to have a game plan, and we just don't see where this takes us. But I think that's something that can happen down the road even more.
One thing is for sure, Garey, is that we do know that everybody copies off of whatever was successful. And I know in the NFL, whether it's a quarterback that's a mobile guy or whether it's a wide receiver that also doubles at the halfback. And I'm just saying it's the two-way player. As if Travis, down with Jacksonville right now, if he turns out to be a superstar, that's where the league will be trending. And it's no different, I think, in Major League Baseball. Should this guy go out there and tear it up and of course, establish himself and do what many people think that he can't do, and that's win baseball games coming out of the college ranks, then I guarantee you consideration for more and more successful college baseball coaches will be looked at by Major League Baseball as managers.
I will say this, DJ, good point. The microscope is going to be on that young man coming in. And I hope that he can start off with a positive note, because let's say he comes in and let's say the Giants lose 15 of their first 25 games. Everybody knows the microphone is going to go straight to that manager and straight to the ownership and say, hey, is this what you guys thought was going to work? So that's the thing that is going to be the temperature of how that goes. Is if he comes in and they don't play well right at the gate, they're going to point fingers. But if he comes in and do well, that's when, like you said, DJ, people are going to start jumping on that bandwagon. Be like, oh, so this can work for us as well. So just like analytics was questionable before it actually took over. But then again, the analytics started proving some things on the number sheet, and I hope that young man does start off good. But like I said, it's going to all depend on how they come out the gate for the Giants when he starts.
Garey, to that point, and this is just actually an addition to that question, is that, this guy coming out of college, and obviously you have played the game and you have managed in the game, or at least, you have been in the minor leagues as a hitting instructor. You've been around baseball all your life. How important is it in Major League Baseball to have someone that can go in and galvanize the locker room and have these players to go out and focus and play, within themselves? Or is it that screamer, that yellow, that guy that's usually, is coming out of college? So you assume that he's going to give somewhat of more of not a barbaric, but more of a vocal yelling and kind of raising his voice at his college kids. But these are multimillionaire grown men with mortgages and kids and families now. So how much of that is a factor in, of course, making the connection and being successful?
DJ, you probably gonna be in some of those locker room interviews, man, because listen, I'm sure that coach is already thinking about this. Like, how am I going to address this club? He is not going to be able, I'm going to repeat, he is not going to be able to go in there and yell at those Major League guys. He is going to, number one, he's going to start with his coaching staff if they allow him to bring those certain people in.
Right.
He's going to have guys around him that can help him gauge the temperature, find out what he needs to do, help him what he needs to say to that team, because as soon as he get in front of that team, they're going to be looking right at him to see what comes out of his mouth. And he is going to just have to have a game plan to show them that they can trust him. And don't get me wrong, man. The guy must have credentials and the experience enough to win the job. So players are going to be talking about this in all season. A lot of times, managers that get a new club like himself, they'll call the players in the offseason just to kind of talk to them, get a relationship with them over the phone, just to smooth things out. But at the end of the day, the manager's job is to control the clubhouse. Okay. The coach's jobs are to contain the fires so they don't get to the manager. So if he gets his right staff in place to help him navigate through that system and the players, then he should be fine. But you know what, man? The game is always going to be the game, and there are always going to be new managers, whether they come from college, whether they come from the minors. So it's going to be an interesting thing. That's going to be one of the big stories this spring starting next year.
Gary, I want to take it from a fan's perspective because, in my opinion, the golden age of baseball was the 1980s. And because I was a kid, the 86 World Series, 88 World Series, iconic Vince Scully. The World Series was on NBC. We've seen the NBA on NBC 20 years later. As a fan, do you think the NBC should make a bid at Major League Baseball? Because I think that'd be a great move. It's not a disrespect to Fox. They do a great job, but man, nostalgia is so powerful. And that's back when baseball was amazing during that time. And just talk about like what could possibly happen, maybe.
Well, the number one key right there is how much money. I'm sure that Fox, ABC, whoever would love to carry those games, I'm sure that they opening up a hefty pocketbook to get those sponsorships and to get that notoriety and to get the coverage for them. So it's always going to be about money, Rich. I don't care what you say. Let's say with the Dallas Cowboys. It seems like the Dallas Cowboys is always on any network at any time.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Cowboy fan, but that the Dallas Cowboys got pulled and they got money, just like the Yankees. Whoever got the most money usually win those deals, but that would be great. Idea that you said if the nostalgia can come back and certain networks cover certain things, but hey, it's a bidding war out there, man. And what happens is whoever wins the bid is the one that's going to get the ticket and get the money. So I agree with you 100% on that.
The Braves still have not made an announcement on who their coach is going to be, Gary. I'm sick. What is happening? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Chipper Jones? And is it going to be the coach with the biggest dip in his mouth that's the one that's going to get hired? I haven't seen Chipper do an interview without a dip in his mouth, not one time. It's like he can't get a thought process in if he ain't talking like this. And I used to make fun of my friends all the time that play, coach baseball, and I just never understood that. But seriously, though, who do you think the Braves are going to go out and get, man?
I knew this question was coming. As I keep hearing Mark DeRosa is the front runner right now. Wash came to mind, Walt Weiss, David Ross, and there's probably some others that they haven't put out in the media that they're talking to. Mark DeRosa seems to be the choice because I know he managed the USA team last, but he never coached or managed in the minors. But Mark, I think he's the leading guy. And look, man, like I said, I thought Wash would be the perfect fit because the players really responded to Wash even when he wasn't a manager. And if Washington walks in that clubhouse, man, them guys gonna be on fire. But like we just talked about, that you don't know who's gonna be the manager until they announce it. And whoever that manager is, they got to gauge the temperature of that clubhouse and got to make those players believe that he is the right leader for that club. But they're probably not going to make an announcement after the World Series. But I thought David Ross had a good shot too. But we're going to just have to wait and see, man. And I truly think it's going to be a new face. And Mark DeRosa is a new face. But we're going to see, man. There's got to be somebody that's going to be able to message those young players to get them back on track.
Former Major League Baseball player Garey Ingram, who's also a member of the Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Fame, is our guest this morning. Garey, in the same spirit of what we were just talking about with making the announcement for the Braves and their new skipper, I know that certain leagues and certain platforms and certain programs, they have different agendas and different ways that they make a blast, make a big splash. And, of course, this Braves announcement is something pretty big, but I'm willing to bet you that the Braves and Major League Baseball, they have such a profound respect for each other that they won't allow the Atlanta Braves to make a splash in the biggest spectacle, the World Series, if you will. I just don't see it like that versus the NBA or some other league. I think that these guys are a little bit more old school and they believe in, okay, it is what it is. This is World Series time. And we're going to, you can 24 hours after or an hour after the World Series winner has been declared, you guys can make this spiel, but not during the actual series.
Absolutely. They do not want to ever try to take away from what's going on with the World Series. Most transactions are done after October 15th for free agents, for players, and things of that nature. But when you come to major announcements such as managers for clubs and things of that nature and ownership changes, yeah, they usually wait till after the World Series to do things, because a lot of times, now I did hear this. I heard that a coach for the Blue Jay, for one of these teams in the World Series is under consideration for the Braves manager.
Okay.
But it's not been announced yet. I heard that from a little birdie of mine. But yeah, everything is usually, they try to keep the focus all on the World Series. So no, there won't be any distractions in the media and all that kind of stuff. So we're probably not going to hear who that new Brave manager is going to be until after the World Series, which I think is a great thing, because right now everybody in the world is focused on who's going to win, Blue Jays or the Dodgers. Is Ohtani going to do the same thing over and over again? And I can't wait to, after this World Series is over, to hear Thrift take, because I know he's going to have some daggers swinging after this World Series.
I tell you what, Garey, we got a couple of minutes left. Go ahead and let us know what's going on with your fishing show and all that's going on. Is your boat ready to roll? Is the crappie biting? Give us the deal.
Crappie man.
Cove Ultimate Fishing, folks, my YouTube channel. Check me out and subscribe. The crappie are on fire right now at Lake Lanier for this fall bite. This is the time when I fill my freezer up. I got my family coming up for Thanksgiving, and they don't want turkey, ham, or cranberry sauce. They want fried crappie, so I got to give it to them.
Good deal, man. Good deal. So what's the next spot that you will be headed out to unload your boat and fish for crappie?
Lake Lanier up here in North Georgia. That's my home lake, and a lot of people are scared of Lake Lanier because of its history and the hauntings and stuff. But hey, I got an anti-ghost pill on my boat that I take, and them ghosts don't scare me from chasing them crappie. I tell you that.
Good deal, Garey. We certainly appreciate you for educating us, man. Let me tell you something. It's incredible what you're able, the knowledge and the wisdom that you're able to share with, of course, the Sportsvisions Nation, especially in this World Series period. We thank you so much, man. And again, we just love the fact that you're on our team.
Thanks, Garey.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm blessed, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and take another break. And, of course, that was Garey Ingram. And, again, it was the questions and some of the answers that he was able to give. I'm sure the people were like, really? These guys get, $477 $1,000 in World Series money in addition to their contract. That too.
Mm-hmm.
That part. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. You are watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Let's go on a living spree. They say the best things in life are free. The good life, it feel like Atlanta, it feel like LA.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for making us your home for local, regional, national sports talk in the Chattahoochee Valley. This is Sportsvisions 92.1.
In 2017, our daughter remarkably sang her way to the finals of America's Got Talent.
But the real miracle is that she even made it to the stage. When she was 4, she survived sepsis.
When it comes to sepsis, remember, it's about time. Watch for T, temperature that's abnormal. I, signs of an infection. M, mental decline. E, feeling extremely ill.
Take the time now to learn more at sepsis.org.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Veterans, do you take medication? At VA, prescriptions have a range of copay levels, from free to $5, $8, or $11 for a 30-day prescription, depending on your eligibility. Refill by mail, in person, or on VA's mobile app. Sign up at va.gov or call 1-800-MY-VA-411.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine. But if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be fatal. Don't use anything indoors that burns fuel, such as gasoline-powered generators, camp stoves and lanterns, or charcoal grills. Opening doors and windows or using fans isn't enough. Have your vents and chimneys checked to make sure water heater and gas furnace exhausts aren't blocked. If you feel sick, dizzy, or weak while using a generator, get to fresh air right away. From the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the AHSAA, are the 138,000 high school sports students in Alabama. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Now back to DJ and Thrift on Sports Visions 92.1.
Put a little gold in the teeth and the fit good, so I took the doors out the deep. Okay, I see a brother holding your seat, no beef, but I'm trying to get the noise you release.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Friday morning, everybody out there. I hope you're up and at 'em and off to a wonderful Friday, a wonderful start to a beautiful weekend. It's a great day for a great day. Shouts out to, of course, Ricky Rodgers, who'll be up at the end of the show. He is going to be coming to us and bringing us his story. And also, of course, we have an opportunity to talk to Robert Edmonds and Bill Hartman, as well as, of course, our next guest. He's the pride and joy of Columbus High School, the Blue Devil himself, and he's also pride and joy of Columbus State University. Give it up for Columbus Sports and Events Council. His name is David Boyd. Welcome to the Sports Vision Morning Show. Good morning.
Good morning, sports family. How we doing?
Wonderful. I'm loving that backdrop, Betty. I tell you, got all those credentials and all those great accolades behind you there, man. Hey, you the man.
Hey, just part of the team, brother. You know how it is when you play, when you're a member of a team. We pull together and get it going.
Hey, man, first of all, thank you for coming on the show this morning. I tell you what, seems like a year that you had for the last time that you were able to come on board. But everybody knows DB. Everybody knows David Boyd for all the wonderful work that you are doing in and around the community. A servant leader. That's what you are. And again, congratulations on another successful event. The GIAA came and gone. And, of course, now it's the GHSA. And, again, you got your hands full, guy.
Yes, appreciate that. But, you know, it takes a team. We got a great group in this town, man. We all pull together, get to do the events because we can't do it by ourselves. We know that. And Thrift knows because you had the broadcast. They were killing it on the air. And it was really a great event. I know you're interested, DJ, in some economic impact, some visitor spending type numbers. I'm just going to tell you, this month we're having a great month. Between just two events, I will give you the GIAA and Georgia High School. We're looking at near probably $4 million, a little bit over $4 million in visitor spending just in our community.
Nice, very nice. I tell you. And when you say $4 million for the Sportsvisions Nation out there that are listening. Break that down. Give us an idea of what that kind of money, what areas that money is going to.
Oh my gosh. You start looking at we'll just start at like the visitor. You got the hotels. They're staying in our hotels. And when you hear numbers like that, it's just not numbers, it's people. Numbers, equal people. So that's jobs. That is our, brothers and sisters in this community that have jobs at the hotels. Then they're going to eat. So we're going to have to hit the restaurants. Okay, that's servers, that's cooks, that's more jobs. So we're funneling money into there, taking care of our, we're taking care of Columbus. We want to take care of, our people. We want jobs. We want people to live great lives. And then they buy gas. So that money, as you start looking, and then some of them will go out and really, when you look at it, they're hitting the grocery store because they're tailgating. There's all these things where all this money comes in, but then there's the reinvestment side too. We have security. You got to have security for events. You have all these other things that are tied to the event. So when you really start looking at those dollars, that's what's spent, in the community. So it's not just that it helps one component, it helps our whole city. Throughout the city, somewhere it's touching us. And then when we're at the restaurant and you see that line and you're like, oh man, I don't want to wait. That's actually a really great wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
really
is.
Great wait.
And I want you to talk about Chester's Barbecue, as they were able to give us the hospitality room, obviously great concession stand, and their partnership with what you do and bringing events here.
Yeah, that once you get on site, you gotta have food. People want to eat. They're going to be there all day. You got to take care of them. So that's the side right there, concessions. They take care of them, make sure they're happy and fed. They'll do the South Commons complex. They're the ones that handle our hospitality. So they're going to keep all the people that are tied to the hospitality room. We're going to keep them fed, make sure they're happy. So a lot of that's one more component of the team. So I'll give you Georgia High School, for example, this week. Our team, you've got the sports council, but we've got Parks and Recreation. They're taking care of the fields. They're getting those fences set up. They're getting the fields lined. They're doing all that part of the event. Well, then I've got security. So then security's making sure we're safe. So we've got them coordinated. Then you got, like you said, Chester's. They're online, so they know when people are going to be there, so they have the concession stands open. Then you have our volunteer base, which is going to help with portions of it. So we get them infused and coordinated. So there's so many moving parts of just that's inside the park. But then as our partners outside the park, we're going to give you an experience. An event is an event at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But if you don't have an experience, you don't remember coming to Columbus, Georgia. I mean, we've got the Visitors Bureau helping us right now with hotel rooms. You've got so many teams coming to town. They're working with the hotels, finding out, hey, where can these people stay? We've got, are there any extra rooms at your hotel? And they're that extra conduit that helps us bring this experience to where people have a great time and make it, I'm going to say not effortless, because there's a lot of effort and a lot of commitment on their part to come here. But we want to make it as simple of a transition to be a part of our community as we can.
David Boyd, who's with the Columbus Events and Sports Council, is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show. Garey, David, several months back, a major announcement was made by, of course, Mary Sherman. She was going to be moving on, and I know that it's been many months now. She's joined the GHSA as well, and now, again, but these events keep going, and everything has been still running since she made that decision and stepped down to the tune of, obviously, the GIAA tournament, of course, which was last week. And again, the tournament that's going on right now. A couple of questions. Who and how did she put together such a tremendous team that this kind of thing could handle itself? Or you guys are going to have another a fearless leader to come in, and a major announcement is coming up here soon? What's going on?
Right now, we're running like as is. I'm director of operations, so we're keeping it moving. One positive thing is the longevity of staff. I've been there 16 years.
Yeah.
So we still have that continuity going. It is a lot of work. I mean, but at the end of the day, that's what we do. You know what I mean? We're going to take the challenge. We're going to run with it and go. We will end up getting an executive director. I don't know when. The board's still working on that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, hey, I got some great partners. We got a great staff. We've got all those things. We're going to make it happen. And, I'm really blessed with, especially being in the position I've been for all these years, that I've had the relationships, the team that I work with. We have some continuity and we can make things happen. It's been a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. I kind of feel like that toy Stretch Armstrong every now and then.
Yeah.
But, hey, champions keep on going. We don't stop.
Absolutely. And since you, me, and Thrift, we're just having a conversation this morning and nobody else is, listening. You as the director of operations right now, are you fit to be, or are you ready to take on that position, or can you take on that position of executive director? Do you want that smoke?
Look, I was born to take on anything thrown at me. You know what I mean? I'll do whatever it takes to win. So
Yep.
I'm in that spot to do whatever we got to do, and we're going to do it because we don't know any other way. You keep on, DJ, from all those years in Thrift playing ball. Man, when you got that champion spirit, you just take it on and go with it.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Dave. And I've really thoroughly enjoyed being there last week. And I want you to talk about your team that was able to put it on, because you were actually out of town for a couple of days and then able to come back and be there for the championship. But you had an amazing team that helped put on that incredible event with the GIAA.
Man, we got, Ashley's been with us and Zoe who's been with us. Hey, they just take it and run with it. We all just communicate. We keep things moving, even when I'm out of town. And actually, I was up in Columbus, Ohio, and I dropped my M inside the O. I just couldn't help it, go blue. But I mean, it was a busy week. I left out of Columbus at 5 a.m. on Monday, and got back and hit the park that Thursday Friday when I saw you. So it's been a busy week. But if you have good communication, keep those lines moving, and you have people that are trained and know what to do, things will still happen. Sometimes it's a lot of really way behind the scenes that you don't see going on. But, we work together. We make things happen. It's about a team. It's not about one person. So if one goes down, the other one picks the other one up, and we keep moving.
David, I want to shift gears just a little bit because obviously we got some excitement going on with high school football in the Bi-City area and the Columbus Blue Devils. Your Columbus Blue Devils they're doing something that hadn't been done in the modern times. They are killing it. They're winning. I think they're 6-1 or 7-1 or something like that. But what's your take on your Columbus Blue Devils and them winning? Coach Peters in the game.
See, Coach Peters was a coach over at the middle school, and my son was in middle school. And then when I heard he was taking over the helm at Columbus High, I was excited. There's good things coming. We got a lot of really great coaches in the area, though. I mean, it's exciting to see them playing this well because we've been good in other sports, great in wrestling, great in other. And it's so good to see these kids getting that opportunity to win and play at that level. So, man, as an old Blue Devil alumni, and look, you went back-to-back Blue Devils this show.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You had Garey hitting lead off, came in behind him. It's all good. That's how we roll.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting for the school. It's exciting for the kids because, you played on great football teams. When the football team's rolling, the school's rolling.
Absolutely. It's Flashback Friday, and of course, you came out the class of '83. What are some of those teams? Who were some of those players back during those days at Columbus High School that you remember, baseball and or football?
Oh, my gosh. A lot of them I got to grow up with, like Trip Pitts. He played baseball over at CSU. Is also a great football player. And then what goes back to is even going back to my Arnold days. I think of Nate Odoms every now and then. Nate pops in. Bubba. There's so many people that touch your life when you play sports. They're all like your brothers. And I just look back and I go, God, man, I was blessed to have that village around me. And it kept everybody out of trouble. We had each other's back. We would lead each other. And looking back at class of '83, it was special because we were there and we had the fire. We had logistics.
Hold on now. Hold back up, slow down. The fire. It's a lot of kids listening right now. It's a lot of people that have moved into the area that don't know what you're talking about. So you got to reference us with the fire.
After our sophomore year, Columbus High had a fire and it about burned it all the way down. It was pretty horrible. Well, then they shipped us. We got shipped over to what used to be Columbus Junior High. The senior, junior, sophomore grades, freshmen went to Rosemont. So just for us to get from there to Columbus High and practice, I mean, that you think about logistics, that's a bunch of high school kids. You have to get all of us from that one school back over because we could use the fields, the gym, and the cafeteria. So you become real tight when you're moving, you're not coming out of a classroom and walking down to that real nice new field. It was a lot, and they made us stronger and made us closer. I mean, we still get together when we have our class reunions, and we love to see each other. I mean, there was a lot of love in that school just to get through what we did. And we still, we see each other. Hey, I love you. We made it. There wasn't, and I remind kids, and they don't think of this, and I remind the Blue Devils too. I said, if there wasn't a us, there's no you. And they said, what do you mean? I said, we had a fire and about lost our school? No, I think. And the ones now whose parents or maybe are like another generation of Blue Devils, they understand because we talk about it. I mean, it's just when you pull everybody together, and that's what a lot of people say. Sometimes we can't relate to what we hear about schools and other folk not getting along. I said, man, we had to. I mean, it's like we were put into a situation. It was like we were either going to be or we weren't. So we decided we're going to make it the best we can. And I've never been so proud of a group of people. I mean, I see them now if I'm walking anywhere. Hey, it's hugs. Hey, man, you doing good? Yeah. I love you. Everything right? Yeah. And always checking on each other. So it's a little different situation that a lot of them don't get to go through. I don't want anybody to go through it. Don't get me wrong. But it just made us stronger, made us, you love people even more. So that's just something that you go through. And that's like when you're asking about the changes and all. Well, I mean, I was only 16 going through that. So when I say people can throw it at us. We've already seen, we rose from the ashes. So I don't know what else to tell people. And you got to just be positive, roll through the day. Hey, we got this. Why? Look at the people around you. There are amazing people around you all the time that will help you. And and like for me, sports, we're a family. I laugh when I say, hey, sports family. No, we're a family. We're doing a lot of the same great things, rolling in the same direction, and we're making a difference and touching lives every day.
Dave, let's talk about the GHSA starts next week. When does the event actually start, and how many teams are you expecting and people to come here throughout the state?
You got 64 teams. You got 8 and 8 classification. That's Elite 8. Starts Wednesday, goes Wednesday with championship Saturday. Thursday, they have the opening ceremony, will be Thursday morning. That's the one time all 64 teams and fans hit the park. So it's going to be busy down there Thursday. It's going to be, I'm anticipating between players and I'm thinking the crowd size, you're looking at 8,000 to 9,000 people down there through the course of the week.
Outstanding. I tell you, 32 teams with the GIAA, and you said that doubles, man. So that's the same. You expect the same to everything to double as far as economic impact as well?
I'm looking at, it'll be a little bit more because they have the extra day. So you're looking at maybe GIAA coming in a little bit over 1 million, and GHSA this next week will probably be a little bit over 3 million. So that's putting us in about the 4 million range, because I'll know more once we close out, because sometimes it gets affected by who goes to the final too. We get even more, because I forgot what one year we had a bus roll in, and I thought this was the coolest thing ever. The football team walked off the bus to come watch the softball team.
All right.
I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, school spirit and supporting those kids that go watch you play every Friday night. You're showing up for their championship. And I was like, I didn't go to school there, but I'm really proud of that school for, standing up those kids. Hey, those are my schoolmates. Let's go down there and root them on and have some fun.
All right, Dave, before you go ahead and give us the lineup as best you can for what's coming up with the GHSA and the tournament that'll be at South Commons.
Yes. You got games starting. It'll be Wednesday. You got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with championship Saturday, which will be is always huge. We got Harris County still in it. So, and that's Brandon Jenkins. That's another Blue Devil. He's got his team rolling in, and he's
Murphy Jenkins.
Yep. Murphy was the coach at Columbus High when I was there. So that's pretty neat tie right there, if you ask me. It's going to be great. GHSA always has a great tournament. You've got college coaches are going to be rolling in. And the beauty of our fall state championship is those coaches are freed up to recruit. They're not tied up with trying to coach their games. They come rolling in, and hopefully they give away a lot of scholarship money, because being a parent and grandparent, that helps. So we're hoping to have another great event. A lot of kids are seeing, scholarships flying out of there, and life will be great.
Also, I wanted to ask you this last thing. Have you gotten that approval for me to sing the national anthem at the opening day ceremony on Wednesday?
I did, but what happened was the crowd was going to be too big and we couldn't control it.
All right, David, man, thank you so much. And, of course,
Dave,
have a great rest of your morning.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, you too. Hey, love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, partner, you take care. That's DB.
That's Dave Boyd.
That's him.
We know him.
Absolutely. He wants that smoke. He needs to be that executive director, Thrift. Can you make it happen?
We're trying.
Hey, we got to get it done. All right, let's take a short break. You are watching Facebook Live as well as, of course, YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Come on and get a piece of this late night lover. You know, the one that swings like no other. I know I got a lot of.
You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. 18-year-old Jadarius Snipes was found guilty of felony murder and first-degree robbery in the case of Ryan Bowles' murder. Snipes will remain in custody at the Russell County Sheriff's Office until his sentencing hearing, which is scheduled for November the 21st. In Phoenix City, police arrested Jamari Leonard, who was charged in a shooting last month at Brookwood Apartments that killed Lenoris Boyd Jr. and left one woman injured. Police say the shooting originated from an argument. And in Columbus, Congressman Sanford Bishop discussed healthcare and federal budget, saying the GOP is making healthcare more expensive. But Republicans say Obamacare's doubled and tax cuts remove funds from undocumented immigrants. Bishop says the tax cuts are for people without healthcare through an employer and that illegal immigrants do not have access to Medicaid. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Friday morning. We are starting off mostly clear and chilly with those readings hovering near 50. Plenty of blue skies today with high cirrus clouds through the afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. Watch for increasing clouds Saturday, rain chances arriving late Sunday into Monday. A few rain chances linger through the midweek, and those temperatures are trending cooler in the extended forecast. We're tracking highs in the mid to upper 60s.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, Good Law Car Accident Lawyers. Paid after dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
Mama always told me it would be days like this. I'm hurt bad, sitting in the hospital, wondering why me? How could this happen to me? But it happened. The only sunshine that's shining right now is the fact that I called Top Dog. And Top Dog told me he's on the case. Told me the only thing he wants me worrying about is getting better. Let him worry about the rest. Let him go fetch. Let him go bite somebody. He's hungry, and this is dog food. Accidents, this is dog food. Didn't take long. You feeling better now? Full recovery. You all better now. Top Dog did exactly what he said he was going to do. That's my favorite dog now. Any accident, big or small, you make the call. You call the dog. Top Dog Law.
J. Smith Lanier and Company is now Marsh & McLennan Agency. We remain a full-service insurance, retirement, and risk management firm specializing in employee benefits, commercial insurance, surety, and personal insurance. It's our business to be there for you in the moments that matter, as we have for over 150 years, protecting what and who matters most. Marsh & McLennan Agency is one of the largest insurance brokerages in the United States, offering high-touch service by trusted local insurance specialists. Located in Brookstone Center Office Park and online at marshmma.com.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Alabama at highschoolofficials.com.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo
Touchdown, baby! What? Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This season of Georgia Bulldogs football is brought to you by Kinetic Credit Union, Yates Insurance, and Marsh & McLennan Agency, locally known as J. Smith Lanier.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions morning show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sports Visions 92.1.
Work, 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 work. You see me everywhere.
Good Friday morning and welcome back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift, Barringer. Big shout out to Richard Holdridge, who is off to do daddy duties. We appreciate everything that you do, Richie Rich. And, of course, we, look forward to Friday Night Lights. Thrift, and they'll know that, again, last night was a bit of a disappointment, but at the same time, it was a good deal for a couple of teams, and particularly, again, the undefeated Carver Tigers getting their 9th victory of the season. 9-0. Unbelievable. And, of course, Sumter County beating beating Hardaway and getting moving on to 8-1. Those are the two top teams in Class 2A. And, again, they got their shine on last night. But Friday Night Lights will bring on a whole nother dynamic tonight.
Yeah, and most definitely will, DJ. And so can't wait to see all the games that are battling it out tonight. We got some major playoff implications, senior nights, all happening around the area. Let's watch it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's talk a little bit about Dave again. Dave, Boyd, he just got off the air with him and interviewing him. And I tell you, Dave has been with the Sports and Event Council for quite some time, a couple of decades, I believe, if not more. But just a breath of fresh air. He loves what he does, and we talk about that all the time. Having a passion for what you're doing, and being fortunate enough to work in an industry or in a business or for a company or an organization that you love. Sports, man, I mean, that's another division, or that's another part of being around sports. As he's the director of operations, he's the guy that actually is actually patrolling all the traffic and making sure that everything keeps together. But that's a credit to Mary Sherman and the team that she put together. That included David Boyd being working with right beside her. And again, I think that's also why it hadn't been such a rush to, of course, assign an executive director. But again, congratulations to the Sports Council and all their volunteers.
Yeah, very, very well done job the last couple of weeks. GIAA, GHSA, all the money, the economic impact. David Boyd, what a man, what a guy, and what a time around the area. Make sure to go and check out 64 teams battling for a state championship. DJ.
Class of 1983 with the Columbus Blue Devils. And you know what? I had almost forgotten about that fire. But again, for those folks that obviously experienced that, that was devastating, man. Again, having the opportunity to, of course, upset or break up what your routine would be, of course, going over it to Lake Bottom and attending school each and every day. And then all of a sudden you having to be bused and, half of the school is going this place and that's the other. That had to have been, he talked about how they all pull together and how they all still get together and love on each other now. Yeah, you had to have that because, again, you really find out because that's a part of, the trials and tribulations that you go through. And, again, that's one that you don't expect. You don't expect for your high school to burn down and you have to totally relocate, change your routine. And that's what they had to go through.
Yeah, and that's especially on your senior year. Who wants to go through stuff like that? And it could be lose your focus. And like it was, I know it was probably a tough thing, but he said it brought them closer together. And he talked about that impact that it has on today's kids.
Especially, the fact that, he had mentioned some great names. Again, I had forgotten about some of the names that he brought up as far as some of the great players from yesteryear. But good to have David Boyd on. Let's go ahead and move on, Thrift. I know that the NBA is continuing to move. The Atlanta Hawks, they got off to a dismal start at State Farm Arena the other night. They had the night off last night, but they'll kick it back into gear because they're down in Orlando and, again, having to take on the Orlando Magic. Hopefully they can kickstart it and get that first victory.
They need to. They don't want to be down 0-2, and the potential could be 0-3 because they got the Thunder coming up next. Let's go Hawks. Let's get back on the right track. Let's get a win here. And they take on, I think, if not the most talented, one of the most talented teams in the Eastern Conference this year with Desmond Bane being traded from Memphis to Orlando. Now that gives him Bane and Wagner and Paolo Banchero. I like this Magic team. Jalen Suggs, they're deep, they're loaded. And they're going to be a tough out for any team.
Before we go to our next guest, if I do want to ask you with this, because, again, it punched me in the gut. I mean, I know it punched all the basketball fans. It punched sports fans in the gut. When you wake up and you hear Damon Jones, Terry Rozier, and Chauncey Billups, two very prominent, NBA players, three very prominent NBA players, and one coach, Chauncey Billups, an active coach with the Portland Trail Blazers, arrested for gambling. And, man, I tell you what, this has really put a black eye on the NBA, but again, as I mentioned yesterday, the announcement by the NCAA to say that it's okay for student athletes and staffs of athletic departments to gamble on professional sports. I mean,
Wow.
what are we doing?
I don't like it, and I don't want to be near it, DJ. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't like the fact of the gambling making its way towards college. And you got to think about the fact that this is such a black stain on the NBA right now. It looks ugly. And you know what? I know when people think the gambling, they think something like Pete Rose or Shoeless Joe Jackson, the Black Sox, where like a player actually has an effect on the game. We have seen that to certain extents, but that's not what this is. This is insider information, meaning people like these coaches, Damon Jones, and report has it in 2023, he knew LeBron James was going to be out with an injury. He told bettors, hey, don't forget about Damon Jones. Put a lot of money on Milwaukee. LeBron's not playing tonight, and that is illegal. You can't do that, and it just doesn't look good. And then eventually it's going to come out that someone started playing terrible, Terry Rozier, and affected the game. And that is where it gets even uglier.
And, of course, when you talk about a guy like Chauncey Billups, a guy who is, it's just been just a tremendous role model. And, again, the epitome of a success. He's an acting, head coach right now for the Portland Trailblazers. He had to step down after this arrest. But, again, we're talking about a poker game. Again, gambling is gambling. But the whole thing is involving fraud and it's involving, Cosa Nostra. It's involving the mob, man. These guys, they've been treading on some very dangerous territory. But, again, innocent to proven guilty. Again, these guys will all have an opportunity to stand trial and, of course, defend themselves. And, again,
you want to do this, that's fine. Why do you got to be an NBA coach and do it?
Well,
I don't understand. If he enjoys gambling this much and wants to run an underground poker game or whatever it may be, why are you an NBA coach then? I don't understand it. It's like he gets paid enough money. He needs more. I don't understand why. Is Chauncey hurting for it? And if he enjoys gambling and playing poker that much, then don't be an NBA coach and get into that. I don't understand why you're trying to do both.
Let me give you a little bit of an understanding. And again, this is just a little experience from an older guy, but NBA players, NFL players, professional athletes, period. These guys, they didn't make it to the league by being, anything less than a type A personality. Let me just tell you straight up. Guys think that they can do things in whether that's, drugs, whether that's drink alcohol, whether that's play, gambling, just dangling on the side of danger. They don't think it can happen to them. It's just something, it's the craziest damn thing, but that's a trait
until it happens
that an elite athlete has in him. That pushes him to that link. Yeah, until it happens. Obviously, you think you can play hurt. You think you can do a lot of things that not normal people do.
I'll tell you this right now, and he already did it once, but Adam Silver's really going to have to bring the hammer down. He's going to have to make a statement and make a showcase out of these two, an example, because if not, this could be something that could get even uglier.
I tell you what, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and bring up our next guest. And this guy, he's been doing this. He's been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. 30, 40 years in, of course, sports. And, of course, he is a graduate of the University of Georgia Journalism School and Mass Communication. He's been in worked for the big stations in Atlanta, WSB, and the rest. My friend, Bill Hartman. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Hi, DJ. How y'all doing? Hi, Thrift. I heard you talking about the NBA. That is really something, isn't it?
It is.
Unbelievable, man.
I know you're a big-time gambler, and I know you got a tea time in about 15, 20 minutes, but, what's your take on this gambling, man?
Shocked. What a story. I was playing golf yesterday, and I sort of keep up on the headlines in my phone, and I looked at it, and Chauncey Billups arrested? Wow. That was, and then I'm afraid when it gets deeper and deeper into this story, we're going to find out some things that aren't going to be nice at all.
Absolutely. For the benefit of the folks, and by the way, great shot right there, man. I know you're an old TV guy because that room behind you, and again, and that's the golf course right there behind your house, right?
Yeah, it is. Sun's coming up at about 7:46, so might be backlit a little bit.
Absolutely. That is beautiful, man, I tell you. But, when you talk about sports broadcasting, and again, a lot of things that I love about this platform is that we talk stats, we talk numbers, we talk games, but we talk life, Bill. And who better could have to come on and talk to our young broadcasters or our broadcasters that, haven't obviously made it to the heights of what you have been able to do, an award-winning sports broadcaster. talk about, again, where you started, because for the sake of this morning show, and I think this is the first time you've had the opportunity to join this audience, but will you share with us some of the people and some of the things that made it possible for you to prosper and become this decorated sports broadcaster?
Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up, because on Saturday night, when we induct the new guys into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame, I'm going to be introducing a fellow named Paul Gilbert from Athens, Georgia, who in 1965, my senior year at Athens High School, he was the best quarterback, certainly in the Southeast, the most highly recruited quarterback in the Southeast and maybe the nation. And I was a mediocre left-handed quarterback through the 10th grade. And I knew I was not going to be the guy. He was that good. So I decided to quit football. And that led to me writing for the Athens Banner Herald about the Athens High School Trojan football team. We were going to win the state championship. And that led to the Atlanta Constitution, and that led to radio stations, and that led to Channel 5 in Atlanta 2 days after I graduated from Georgia, and that led to WSB television, and that led to the high school football game of the week with Fox 5. And it was all because Paul Gilbert was so good that I wasn't going to play. And I can't wait to tell a little of that story when he's walking down the aisle as a new inductee into the High School Football Hall of Fame. So that's how I got started. I was not good enough
well, I'll tell you what,
to be the quarterback.
It doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finished. And guy, when you can sit in a room like that with your home golf course right behind you, you have done good. That's what the old folks say. You done well, son. You done well.
I tell people I'm a professional golfer now. Some days people pay me to play golf. Some days I pay them.
Absolutely. Bill, again, you made mention of the event on Saturday night. We're both board members with the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. We'll both be presenters on the stage. Are you at liberty to share with us who are you going to be presenting?
I'm going to be presenting Paul Gilbert, number one. I'm going to be presenting a young man from Bainbridge, Georgia, named Kirby Smart. He's going to be there. I mean, this is unbelievable that the number one coach in college football is going to be inducted into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. And he was good. I mean, he was good. I think he had 16 interceptions at Bainbridge, played for his father, Sonny Smart. He was also and listen to this, he was the MVP of the math club.
The MVP,
huh? He was a great student as well as a great defensive back. So Paul Gilbert, Kirby Smart, two of the guys that I'm going to be talking about. Man, Keith Brooking, the Georgia Tech linebacker's going in. A guy named Knox Culpepper, who was a linebacker at Georgia in the mid-'80s. Man, what a great guy Knox is. So there are just so many. Walt Frazier, I'm not introducing Walt Frazier, but Walt Frazier was a quarterback for one of the segregated black high schools in Atlanta, Georgia, before integration. He could have signed with Indiana as a football player, but decided to go play basketball instead. Now he's 80 years old, and he's one of the color commentators for the New York Knicks. He's not going to be there Saturday night, but he has sent a video that I've heard is just spectacular.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it, Bill. And I do got to ask, as someone that understands high school football in the state of Georgia better than anyone, this was long overdue. So I just want you to kind of talk about the High School Football Hall of Fame, the job IJ and his team have done over these last couple of years as it continues to grow. And you're obviously seeing, I mean, we put in 35 players every year, and we still are, 10% of what we even need, 5% of the actual players that need to be in right now. That showed you how much talent has been in this state over the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah, IJ came up with the idea of doing this. I think this is our fourth class. It may be the third class, maybe the fourth class.
Fourth.
Yeah, but we've had to do these large numbers because Georgia high school football is so rich that through the years we've got hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of players who need to be in here, who need to be recognized. So we started out with large numbers. We may reduce the number in the coming years that we do every year, but high school football is so special. DJ played college football and he played professional football. And wow, it's great to have had that life. But here's the deal. When you're a high school football player, you're 16 years old and you catch that touchdown pass and you jump up, smile on your face, and you look over into the stands and you're not seeing the donors. You're not seeing the season ticket holders for the New York Jets or the Green Bay Packers. You're seeing people that you go to algebra class with. You're seeing your teacher who is your English teacher. You're seeing your mother and father, and you're seeing the people that you grew up with on Elm Street. And those are the people you're seeing. And when you get to college and when you get to the pros, when you look up into the stands, you're seeing a blur. You're not seeing the people that you are emotionally attached to.
Bill Hartman, the award-winning sports broadcaster, of course, in Atlanta. He is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions Morning Show. And Bill, you made mention to, again, the illustrious career that you had. But one of the things that you did do, and I don't know if you're still doing it, but after all of the broadcasting, all of the bright lights, you continue to be a part of high school football by being a part of the broadcast there. And again, is that something you're still doing, or are you officially retired from it all now?
No, I'm officially retired. I did, I officially retired in 2008 from the anchor desk. And Fox 5 asked me to come do host their Friday night high school football game of the week, which I did for another 13 years. And I'd be on the sideline with the coaches live before the game and during the game. And we'd do a big live set at 11 o'clock. And then I turned 72 and decided, I've been driving on these highways in the state of Georgia during deer season, and I'd see a dead deer carcass over here and a dead deer carcass over there. And I decided, golly, I have escaped some terrible accident in the middle of the night in Rabun County. Maybe I should not take that chance anymore. So that's really why I stopped. And I do miss it. Golly, miss it a lot.
You talk about Rabun County, and that just automatically I perked up because, again, the quarterback at the University of Georgia right now, who is now becoming a media darling of such, something totally not what he wants, but because of his play, the University of Georgia is one of the top teams in America, and a lot of folks didn't want to give him credit for that. But Gunnar Stockton, man, I tell you what, Rabun, the pride and joy of Rabun County, he is the leader of that Georgia Bulldog team, and I don't know where we would be without him. I can't believe I'm saying that because I wasn't a big Gunnar Stockton fan.
He came through when he needed to. Isn't that just amazing? And he's the greatest college quarterback, not the greatest college quarterback, maybe someday.
Yeah.
But he is just what you want from a guy like that. He's playing just down the road from his hometown. He's going to school. He wants to get his college education. He drives an old pickup truck. I'm sure he's getting some NIL money and all that, but you don't hear about it. He doesn't talk about it. He's not threatening to go to transfer to Michigan State or anything like that. I've watched him for 4 years at Rabun County. I think we did a game on our game of the week on Fox 5 all 4 years that he was the quarterback up there. And man, I saw greatness. And he leads that team down in the second half like he did the other day. And boy, that's what I saw for 4 years. He may be, golly, if Georgia were to go on and win this whole deal, he could win the Heisman Trophy. I mean, certainly.
Yeah, and I know. I guess you do it at Rabun County. You don't throw one interception and like 65 billion touchdown passes in his senior year. He had like 20 rushing touchdowns. It was. If you go look at his stats, it's on Max Preps right now. It is unbelievable, Bill. I don't understand why anybody's shocked that this young man's still able to do it. He is an athlete. I know when you look at his face, probably on his profile pic, you're probably thinking this guy's that's a Division I quarterback. But when you see him on the field, there's no denying this right now, right? And I really do feel he's Heisman worthy. Do you have that feeling too?
Oh, absolutely. And boy, that threat of the run just changes everything.
It does.
When you got to respect his running ability, and not only can he run, but he can run very well. boy, that just changes everything. I think if Georgia were to go all the way and he were to continue doing the numbers that he's doing, Gunner could be right in there. By the way, and this thought just popped into my head, one of the greatest stats I've ever heard in college football happened 2 weeks ago, Appalachian State against Wofford. Have y'all heard what that quarterback did in that game?
No, sir. Tell us.
Appalachian State's quarterback threw 46 complete passes before he missed one. He finished the game 46 of 48.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
46 straight passes.
I mean, efficient, isn't he, Bill?
DJ completed 10 of 10 once.
You're right. And you know what? I can't believe, even with that number you just gave us, that it wasn't a national story, because, again, I don't care what level Appalachian State plays on, 46 completed passes before you throw an incompletion. I don't give a doggone if you were playing youth football. That's a phenomenal statistic.
It is, isn't it? Just incredible. Anyway, I'm sorry to throw that just off the wall stat to you.
That's what sports talk shows are all about. You can do that.
And then he finishes 46 of 48.
Absolutely. Bill, again, I want to take you back. I want to take you back to the to Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs and him going in. This guy has been a national champion, an SEC champion, and now he's going into the Hall of Fame. Now, again, I know he lost his dad, not too many months ago, but his dad was an old football coach who loved him dearly, and they love each other, and of course, very well thought of. But man, I tell you what, I'm sure that when he takes the stage as you are presenting, he'll have a tear in his eye, knowing that his dad is looking down on him and is proud of him.
Yeah, Sonny Smart was his coach at Bainbridge High School, and that's a great relationship. When my father was a coach, and when your father's the coach of the team and you are the most important player, one of the most important players, because they had a lot of good players back in Bainbridge, that relationship is just great. And I want to ask Kirby what it was like when he went home after practice on a Thursday night. Wonder what that was like. I wonder if he was the coach or if he was the dad. I have a feeling he was actually the dad when they were at home together.
I got to ask you this about your dad, because your dad was not only a great coach, but he was a great man. And he he was a heavy, as we call it, in Athens. But he coached some of the greatest kickers, to include, of course, Kevin Butler and Rex Robinson and the likes. But talk about your dad for a minute for those folks out there and some of the great kickers that he coached at Georgia.
Well, he did. Alan Levitt, we go way on back there. John Casey, who had a great NFL career. Todd Peterson, who kicked in the pros. And there were some great punters, too, that he coached. There's an interesting stat that I came up with this weekend because, as you remember, Georgia had no punts in the game last Saturday. No punts.
Yes.
So who had the most punts for a Georgia football team in one game? And that's my dad. He kicked 14 times during a game against Auburn in 1937.
Wow.
Now, wow, what a record. And he's the record holder by far for most punts in a game. But he was the star fullback, and he obviously didn't get the first downs, and that's why he had to punt so much. So I don't know. That's a dubious stat, I think. He was a great man. What a lot of people don't remember or know about, they know he was the kicking coach for many years with Coach Dooley, but he was the backfield coach from 39 to 56 at Georgia. And the great story of how Frank Sinkwich came to the University of Georgia and won the first Heisman Trophy at Georgia is this. My father was up in Pennsylvania scouting another player, and he was at a gas station filling up, and the gas station attendant said, the best player in Pennsylvania lives right down the street. So Daddy got in his car and went down to see Frank Sinkwich. He came to Georgia and won the Heisman Trophy.
Unbelievable story. But the story that sticks out with me when I hear about your dad is the one where he actually was responsible for going up north. And I don't know what that northern connection was, but he was responsible for coming back with a large amount of money on behalf of a sponsor or contributor. Can you tell that story real quick?
Well, I'm not sure I know that story. I've got pieces of it in my head, but there was a lawyer for the Coca-Cola company, and his name escapes me right now. But that was one. But the other one I think you're talking about is when he went up to see his friend Bernie Ramsey.
Yeah.
In New York City. Bernie was the CEO. It's either American Express or one of the brokerage firms.
Right.
But he went up there, sat in his penthouse apartment in New York with Bernie and his wife, Doris, and said, we need some money at the university, and we'd like to give some. And Bernie Ramsey's gave him $40 million right there on the spot.
Back then.
And that, at the time, was the largest single donation by somebody to the University of Georgia. The Ramsey Aquatic Center is named for Bernie Ramsey, and he gave all the money for that, and certainly helped Georgia football by giving that huge donation. And my father told me, he said, all you got to do sometimes is ask.
Right.
And nobody had ever asked Mr. Ramsey until then.
That's I tell you what, you could take that to the bank, and no pun intended. But Bill, I appreciate you coming on board. But now that you're playing so much golf, are you at liberty to tell us what your handicap is?
It's awful right now. I mean, it's 16 right now. But Here's the deal: I putt them out. I mean, I don't, if you like a putt like that, you got to putt those putts. So my score is not all that great. However, 2 weeks ago, I won my flight in the Georgia the Georgia Club Super Senior Golf Championship.
Nice.
Shot an 85 on the final day to win my flight. So there you go.
Good deal. You say you're 72, 73. You don't look a day over 53, man. You're looking good. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Well, I'm 77. I quit when I was 73, I think.
Wow.
So I'm 77. It's the makeup.
I know you remember those days.
Hey, man. Yeah, I did not wear any makeup in television until 96 when we went to high definition cameras.
Yeah.
Then you got to wear makeup.
I got you. Hey, my friend, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, man. You have a great rest of your morning.
Thanks, yes, Bill. Sir. Thrift will see you later. DJ will see you Saturday night at the College Football Hall of Fame for the high school football induction.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Bill.
Take care, partner.
See you.
All right. That's
fantastic, man.
Bill Hartman, man, I tell you, I love talking to that guy. He has a story himself, but his dad is that's next level stuff, man. And again, but the opportunities that this guy has had, Thrift, in sports broadcasting, I tell you what, it would be to die for, man. It's outstanding.
Yeah, it is, man. And I appreciate having someone like him with his knowledge and insight. Can't wait to see. Are you excited, DJ? We haven't really gotten your opinion here on the High School Football Hall of Fame this weekend. I mean, this is number 4. This should be another Wayne Dang Doodle.
Without a doubt. But I have to say this because we didn't say, and I didn't get a chance to thank him as I always try to, is that Bill was an integral part of my television broadcasting career. Again, Bob Page, a news director that we had at that time, he had been a chief photog with working with Bill and Chuck Dowdle. And for some strange reason, he thought that his part is bringing me along because I had never read from a teleprompter, never done anything as far as television live before. And, man, I had to grow up in a few weeks to launch that September with Mitzi Oxford, Phil Scoggins, and Teresa Whitaker. And he sent me up to Atlanta for 2 weeks, and I worked with Bill, and again, needless to say, down here in Columbus, we do everything. We shoot all of our own videos. We write our scripts. We are the talent. But in Atlanta, the big city, Bill and those guys, they have folks, they have producers, they write scripts, they tweak them. They have videographers that go out and get the video. But the bottom line is, that wasn't a good indication of how you were supposed to do it. But Bill really, really diligently took his time with me and shared with me some of the integral parts of being a successful person, and the rest is history. So I thank Bill, and I try to thank him all the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. You got to have mentors, got to have people that want to invest in you, DJ, and that Bill was able to do that.
And of course, as far as your question, as far as a Saturday night, I'm absolutely through the roof. I'm privileged to be a part of not only the organization as a board member, but I am also going to be one of the few presenters that we have, about 5 or 6 of us that are TV radio guys that IJ has empowered to make the presentation, to be a part of the show. And we each have 5, 6 of the inductees to introduce. And I get to see Bill. We cut up on stage, because that's the one time I know I can count on seeing my friend Bill Hartman.
Yeah, I know you're gonna have a ton of fun. I can't wait to get the feedback and see all the pictures and see how great of a time it's gonna be.
All right, let's keep it right here, because again, coming up at 8:00, Robert Edmonds, I'll tell you, the voice of Odis Spencer Stadium. He's been around. You talk about experience. This guy has worked in this community in radio and television for a multitude of operations, and he's still going at it. He's the voice of Chattahoochee Valley Community College, and again, he's also a part of Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, his name is the Commander, and he does a great job helping us call CVCC games. He's does basketball and baseball and softball when he can, but really the basketball, and we appreciate Robert and what Robert means, and he does a great job at Odis Spencer every Friday and Thursday night.
Every Friday and Thursday night. But Thrift, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and make sure that everybody knows the games that'll be on Georgia Alabama Sports Live tonight, and back by popular demands.
Oh, wow.
Rich.
I didn't even know he was here.
Oh,
sneaking in just like that. Tonight, 5:00, Columbus and Spencer. 7:30, Harris County taking on Money's Mill. 7:30, Calvary hosting Stratford. 7:30, Brookstone hosting Schrum Rock. And then we also got Enterprise and Smith Station. That should be a ton of fun. And I know I'm missing one more game that's happening around the area. Calvary Pacelli hosting Westfield at 7:30. So 4 7:30 games. Harris County, Pacelli, Calvary, and Brookstone all having senior night. And then we'll have Enterprise and Smith Station at 8:00. 5:00 kickoff. We're going to be having games from 5 till about 11. Then we got the scoreboard show. We got halftime. Busy night. Very busy day, DJ.
It's Flashback Friday. Thrift, do you remember your senior night at Glenwood?
That was no, I don't remember any of that, DJ. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I remember senior night.
It wouldn't have surprised me, because every time I ask you about something like that, it's almost like you shun it away.
It
was something made up. I mean, it's like you weren't this 3-point shooter.
I not remember. I don't. No, for football, I didn't play a lot on the football team. I was on the football team. I remember senior night getting an opportunity to score a touchdown because we were up 56-0. And I caught a pass. I appreciate Jason Allen getting me involved in that. But for basketball, I think I had 7 or 8 threes on senior day. It was against Lakeside, had over 30 points. I made sure I got mine up. There was no doubt about it.
Did you say 30?
Yeah, I was going to get mine. Trust me. I went in that game. I didn't care if we won or lost. So Barringer was going to get his. I was going to go out with my senior year with a bang. But Rich, I'm so surprised you came in on us like this, man. Well, you don't even have a microphone on, because I wasn't expecting you to come back. My bad, Rich.
Well, sometimes you got to make a surprise appearance, especially when you got some great guests on. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I actually, wife actually took the kid to school, so kind of did a turn and burn, and I'm like, oh, she already left.
You made it already? You made it all the way back to the house?
Yeah, I made it all the way back to the house, and the car was gone. So I know. So I just came back.
Well, good deal. Glad to have you back. And, of course, we'll have an opportunity for you to help chop it up with Robert Edwards and Ricky Rodgers, a couple of colleagues at Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Absolutely. The Commander. I love Robert Edmonds. And the boss man goes for the layup. It's Colonel Marsh and CVCC. I love it.
You sound just like
I've worked with him. We've called some CVCC games together. I love the Commander. I cannot wait to chop it up with him. And, of course, the newest member of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Ricky Rodgers.
All right, let's go ahead and take a short break. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Lead up, got me thinking, babe. Tell me if you with it, cause I'm with it, babe. I haven't heard from you, and I'm in it. Tell me what to do and I get it, babe. Gucci and Prada.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. In addition to service members and veterans, the club is tailor-made for National Guard, Reserves, Gold Star families, and civilian DoD employees, as well as their families. The club extends a heartfelt thank you to our military heroes, saying it's time they enjoy a vacation they've truly earned. Discover the world for free at afvclub.com. That's afvclub.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
We're always going a million different directions.
But Kinetic Credit Union makes it easy for all of us to stay connected, all in one place.
With the Kinetic mobile app, we both can monitor our accounts on the go. We can create account alerts so we know when there's a change. Apply for a loan or credit card. We can even open a new account.
Plus, you can quickly pay bills, transfer money, or make a deposit anytime, anywhere.
Kinetic makes our life a whole lot easier.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
While serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and talk with kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you
like free money? Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1, the only live and local sports morning show. It's the Sports Visions Morning Show with Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Famer DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer on Sports Visions 92.1.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer, and Richard Holdridge back with us in the building. Good Friday morning, of course, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday night football, man. I tell you, it's a TGI double F. Take your time. What's the rush? I'm not a dog. I'm a mutt. Hey, I like that. Turn it up just a little bit more. Hey. Hey.
Take your time. What's
No,
the
I
rush?
don't think so. I don't think so. Hey, without further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can bring him up. And I know he is a guy that has had more experience than anybody that I've known this side of Carlos Williams in and around the Chattahoochee Valley. His name is Robert Edmonds. Robert, good morning. How are you, sir? Do we have him? No, we don't have him yet. But anyway, in the meantime, we'll
Robert, your mic is mute. If you don't mind unmuting yourself, Robert, and we'll be able to hear you.
Absolutely. All right, we'll get with him in just a second. And of course, this guy again is working. And he still had pulling double duties. He's the voice of Odis Spencer Stadium, as well as, of course, the voice of the the Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Fame. He works with you guys at Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. And Robert Edmonds is an icon in this community.
Truly an icon. Especially
Mike, we need his mic on. Thank you so much.
Truly an icon with his signature calls on CVCC. I've had the privilege of working with them at several CVCC basketball games, which the season is a couple weeks away. November 4th is that first home game. You know, Robert Edmonds is going to be on the call, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. And of course, we had an opportunity to just having some technical difficulties, but we do have Robert on the phone as we speak right now. Welcome to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good morning, Robert.
All right, let's do it again. Can you hear me now?
Absolutely. We can definitely hear you, big guy. Listen, hey, man, first of all, I introduced you as, one of the more decorated guys that's in the community, more versatile guys in the community. You have been working in this Bi-City area here for quite some time. And again, with the work that you do for CVCC, as well as, of course, the voice of Odis Spencer Stadium. And of course, we know that you are integral part of Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and because we want to go down memory lane with you and, of course, share all the great things that led you to these wonderful opportunities.
Well, thank you for that intro, DJ, and good morning to Richard and Thrift. Broadcasting is in the bloodline. My father, R.C. Edmonds Sr., was in broadcasting, and it just trickled down for him. Now, the voice that I have is a gift from God. Something happens when the microphone gets in my hand, and I can't explain it. I just lose it. But I began a WEAM, the Central High School broadcasting team with Tim Marshall and Chris Blackshear. That was the beginning. We did Central's first championship and on from there. And also I had the opportunity of working at Chatco with the late Kaneem Sledge. That led me into the house announcing like I do at Odis Spencer. And through Tim Marshall and Jeff Battle, they brought me to Muskogee County and also into the Muskogee County system and the CVCC system. Being a former, I would say, person who went to CVCC is around my heart, and also working with the young people. Sports is so important today, and sports broadcasting is a powerful thing. So I have to say to the Sports Vision staff, your work is more than just a job. It is a ministry. So continue to do what you're doing because you're changing lives with the things that you do in sports. So keep doing it. It is serious business because these young people, some of them might not go on to go to college where they can be a star just for that season in high school. So you're doing some very special work. I'm just blessed to be a part down through the years. I've had a chance to do the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic on radio. I was the opportunity to be the announcer when they retired Sam Mitchell's jersey at Columbus High School, Loretto Cobb. So I just feel it's a privilege for what I do, and just to be a part working with you guys, it is fantastic.
Robert, let's talk about you back in the day when the Commander made his first appearance. When did you start cutting your teeth, man? How long ago was that? What got you into radio, man? And I know we know about nowadays, but let's go back in the day when the Commander was walking the streets as Mr. Primetime himself in this area. Well,
we have to go back. It began straight out of high school, 1983. 1983, I ended up doing a part-time job at WIZY, which turned into WEAM, and that's when it all began. Also, the opportunity to work for WPNX on the Ken Carlisle, and then I rolled to Davis Broadcasting with great opportunity to be the morning man there in R&B. I did gospel for a while. Also went into Phoenix Cable doing being a gospel VJ. I did that for some years. So broadcasting, I would have to say in 1983. So you can take it from there with different opportunities. I worked for Clear Channel. I did say DBI. So you just name it. The opportunity that comes my way, I take advantage of them. And now having the exciting time to be a part of Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. So let's fast forward because broadcasting has transformed online. Radio, you used to be a real star in radio, but now it's online. So it just took a different turn that you could be on the spot and people can see you, where radio, they just can hear you. And I think it's outstanding. And the young people are just overjoyed with the coverage that they get from not just me, from all of the broadcasters. I'm a very humble person. And the Commander career, my name is the Commander because I can do almost any sport, or I can do R&B, gospel, jazz, you name it. I can MC, I can host. It doesn't matter what the event is, I can handle it. If you give me a little help, just a little help, and give me the information lined up correctly, I can make it happen for you. Thrift.
Hey, Robert, it's Richard. By the way, I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Richard,
I
my
know,
good friend,
it's been a while. No,
the talented one, Richard. What's going on, Richard?
Man, I'm excited that you're on the Sports Vision Morning Show. We've called some CVCC games together. I always look forward to every time we're doing a game at Odis Spencer to see your face. I know we're gonna see you later tonight. We got double duty. Well, you got double duty. Are you ready for the game against Columbus Spencer? And then we got Shaw Kendrick.
It's the first time a doubleheader at Odis Spencer Stadium. It's going to be very exciting. The first game is really very serious, Spencer and Columbus. So it's going to be with playoff contentions, and these games get very heated. And I just love the excitement and the competition. And also on the other side here, you guys talk about it, spreading it all over the nation and all over the world. Yes, I am ready for double duty, Richard.
He is Robert Edmonds. Of course, he's the Commander, a.k.a. the Commander. But I tell you, one of the talented, multi-talented sports personalities, sports broadcasters, period. In the Chattahoochee Valley, we have the pleasure of having him this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Robert, again, you and I go way back as well. And again, I tell you, I've always been fond of you. I noticed the versatility right off of the bat because, again, I see you here. I see you there. I see you with a lot of the same people that, that I would interact with in doing my sports broadcasting as well. But last night I wanted to clear something up because, again, I was at the game over at Odis Spencer Station, and of course admiring your PA ability as I always do when I'm over there. But I had to leave at 48-0 with 10 minutes left in the half. Of course, it was the first half, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. But somehow, some way, by the time I got up this morning and had to do the sports report for all of the PMB stations, I had to rely on Max Prep. I didn't have the pleasure of listening to any of the local news guys on the news because I was asleep by then. But they had a score of something like 67-41. But can you please officially clear me on what was the final score of the Carver-Jordan game last night?
Okay. Before I say that, DJ Jones should be commended for his vision, for his commitment to the community and sports, and just his personality. And that has to be said before I move on and get up out of here. To answer your question, the score is 75-0.
Wow. God almighty, no. I was hoping like hell that, maybe
well, I have to tell it like it is, brother.
Exactly. No.
I can't hold it back. That was the score.
No, that's what I wanted. But again, that score that I read earlier this morning, I was hoping like hell that was true. Because again, that would have been, it would have been a loss. But hey, man, 41 points, that was a lot of points to have been scored. That meant that, maybe Jarvis, pull the starters to halftime and put in the underclassmen. But that, He did. Okay.
Jarvis did everything he can. Carver, now let's go ahead and talk about these Tigers real quick.
Okay.
They are the defending state champions. They're already region champions.
Yeah.
They just a superior team in the area. Let's go ahead and give them credit. They got it together, brothers.
Absolutely.
They are outstanding. And it's not that the Red Jackets didn't play hard. They gave a valiant effort, and they was threatening several times. But the underclassmen for Carver, if they get an opportunity, they want to show the coach, hey, I want to be here with the starters. So they pushed, and they started scoring. So that's what happened. So it was a very enthusiastic game, even though, of course, Carver was just the most superior team.
Absolutely. Okay. And now, again, PA in a game like that, obviously, there's no bad way or worse way with a blowout score because no matter how many touchdowns Carver scored, you can still inflect that excitement, that positive energy into it. But on a radio broadcast, man, you got to think about, hey, where was the kid? What elementary school he went to? Where youth league he played? You got to think of some storylines. I mean, so talk about the differences. Yeah.
Well, radio is totally different because the person is not there, and you have to create a storyline to keep them excited about the broadcast. So, and that's where Richard Holt comes in. He does his research. He finds out everything about the player, the school, their history, and everything. And also, Tim Marshall also taught me that. Have the information so the people can hear it and they won't lose interest. Now, live, hey, I have to do it because the parent could be sitting there just because of the score. They still want their child name called and celebrated, just like if the game has just started. So it is a different element when you're live than online or on radio. So it plays a great part. So you need to have more than just, his name is Johnny Jackson. You need to have more than that. You need to know more about Carver, more about Spencer. You need to know the history. Also, you need to know up the road. What are they going to be doing up the road? So broadcasting takes a lot of preparation. It's not just something you walk in the booth and just start hollering and screaming. It is a talented thing, and it also takes planning. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Robert, November 4th,
Yes,
that is the home opener for the CVCC Pirates.
Commander.
You have...
I can't even breathe. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you.
Can't even breathe.
We might be calling mini games together. You are known as the voice of the CVCC Pirates and Lady Pirates, not just basketball, softball and baseball as well. You really bring that energy. I just love the passion. Right now, we've got the Lady Pirates, who were nationally ranked last year. Coach Joe Richardson did an incredible job getting them to the national tournament. Just talk about the buzz for the Pirates and Lady Pirates, which is a great product. It's a hidden gem. A lot of people don't realize that the games are fast action and they're entertaining, and you are part of that entertainment, especially with those cool nicknames you have for those players. And just talk about CVCC athletics in general, and why does the community need to come out and support the Pirates and Lady Pirates?
We need your support because it enhanced the game when the bleachers are filled with people. Now, the student athletes do a fantastic job of playing, but when the crowd is in the house, it makes a difference. Now, I'm going to count on Sports Vision, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and everybody to kind of build up CVCC. We, like you said, we the hidden gem, but now we got it going on. The girls are off the chain. They won the state last year. We need your support. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it like I never brought it before. I'm going to take it to the next level this year with Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So I need everybody to come out. The passion there. And CVCC, we are a family. That's the thing there, from the president, the athletic director, that we are family. And the games are so exciting. Slam, dunk, three-pointers. You'll be surprised. The junior college atmosphere is unbelievable. So we need you to come out. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to announce them, give them some names. I'm going to do everything Richard said. But I need the community, the Chattahoochee Valley area, to come out and support CVCC, Chattahoochee Valley Community College. Well, the Pirates rule, baby. We need you in the house.
I tell you what, Robert, I love the passion. I love the energy, the inflections. I mean, you are the master with that. And again, we can talk about, broadcasters till the cows come home, and they all have their unique styles. But me personally, the ones that can share a little bit of their personality, that can inflect, and can show more than, just calling stats and calling numbers. That's what I like, and that's what's entertaining to me, and that's why I enjoy listening to you.
Thank you for the compliment, DJ. It's in my heart because I love the young people. I love the people. I love broadcasting all the way around. It's been a privilege being a part of the spectacular morning show or Sports Vision, one of the impacts in the Chattahoochee Valley area. We can't do it without you guys. These young people count on you to be there. And Sports Vision, you keep doing it. Thrift, Richard, DJ, love you guys.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Hey, look, you have a great rest of your morning, man, and I'll see you actually I'll hear you this afternoon at the ball game, okay?
Thanks, Robert.
See you, Robert.
You're welcome, guys. I'll see y'all tonight because we got a doubleheader. We'll see you there.
All right. That's the great Robert, the Commander Edmonds, man.
I call him Bobbert. That's my guy. Bobbert Edmonds, the Commander. I love everything he does, and he has been a godsend for this company at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Glad he got to tell his story. All right, let's go ahead and take a short break. You are watching Facebook Live as well as listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. 18-year-old Jadarius Snipes was found guilty of felony murder and first-degree robbery in the case of Ryan Bowles' murder. Snipes will remain in custody at the Russell County Sheriff's Office until his sentencing hearing, which is scheduled for November the 21st. In Phoenix City, police arrested Jamari Leonard, who was charged in a shooting last month at Brookwood Apartments that killed Lenoris Boyd Jr. and left one woman injured. Police say the shooting originated from an argument. And in Columbus, Congressman Sanford Bishop discussed healthcare and federal budget, saying the GOP is making healthcare more expensive. But Republicans say Obamacare's doubled and tax cuts remove funds from undocumented immigrants. Bishop says the tax cuts are for people without healthcare through an employer and that illegal immigrants do not have access to Medicaid. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Friday morning. We are starting off mostly clear and chilly with those readings hovering near 50. Plenty of blue skies today. today with high cirrus clouds through the afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. Watch for increasing clouds Saturday, rain chances arriving late Sunday into Monday. A few rain chances linger through the midweek, and those temperatures are trending cooler in the extended forecast. We're tracking highs in the mid to upper 60s.
Everything is expensive right now. Gas, food, you name it. You're spending more, you are making the same or less money. So, what do? You rack up credit card debt. That's what you do. It's not your fault. It's the economy. And guess what? If you rack up too much credit card debt like some of us, you can't pay your bills. Then the credit card companies, as nice as they are, start hounding you for money. Then you start your downward spiral. A smart thing for you to do is to call the Zero Debt. They can help you consolidate all your credit card bills into one affordable payment. Millions of people have done it. It works to make you debt-free. Make this free call right now. It costs you nothing to learn more.
800-628-5675. 800-628-5675. 800-628-5675. That's 800-628-5675.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Catch the Paul Finebaum Show, 3 to 7 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Here's 3-time Georgia Bulldog SEC champion and 1980 national champion, DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer, and Richard Holdridge in the building. Big shout out to, of course, our main man, Robert Commander Edmonds. I tell you, man, it was a hoot to hear him tell you, man, he's the same way all the time. The inflections, the voice, and, of course, the personality and all the energy. You got to love it.
Yeah, I love it too, man. That's the Commander, and he does everything the right way. I love that he's part of this team.
Also, big shout out to, of course, sports broadcaster extraordinaire, Bill Hartman. Of course, he's bringing a lot of, energy and a lot of knowledge to the table when you talk about the interview that we had with him. And again, talking about not only his illustrious career, but also the career of his dad, who the former kicking coach at the University of Georgia. And, of course, he had coached the likes of Kevin Butler and Rex Robinson and Alan Levitz and on and on and on. But more importantly, Thrift, can you imagine back in the old days that a Southerner could go up north and meet with friends and some very wealthy friends and ask for $40 million? No, he didn't ask for it. He just asked or suggested that his friend make a donation to the University of Georgia because they needed it. And his friend said, much obliged, 40 million strong to you. Goodness gracious. $40 million to me is a lot of money today. Can you imagine what it was like 50, 60 years ago?
Unbelievable, man. It had to be incredible back then.
Absolutely. Hey, without further ado, we had Robert Edmonds up, but here's another new member to the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live Committee and a big part of what we do here in the mornings. Ricky Rodgers, welcome to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, my friend. Good morning.
Thank you, DJ. I'm, having to follow Robert Edmonds it's a very tough act to follow. So,
no, you can hold your own.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, you're doing your thing, man. And that's the great thing about sports broadcasting and, of course, calling games. Everybody has a different personality. If everybody was the same, it'd be boring. And then nobody would have anything forward to look to with regards to differentiating a broadcast. And you and what you've done with baseball at Northside and what you brought to the table with Georgia-Alabama Sports Live should be appreciated. And, of course, we congratulate you for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And baseball PA started at Jordan, actually. And then the last 5 years, I've been blessed to be a part of Northside Baseball. But I want to give Jordan Baseball their proper flowers. So,
absolutely. We also understand that you're in the podcast business as well.
So I am. We are, as of this morning, 6 episodes in. Episode 6 dropped this morning. Stoner Cast, we give a behind-the-scenes look at the Columbus Clingstones, players, staff interviews, and we've had a great time doing it. Had a really, really good response.
Hey, Ricky, by the way, I love your podcast. It's great. You've had some great guests. I can't wait till you get episodes when the season starts. It's got people with their mind on the Clingstones, but I do want to talk about how you're a big part of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live now, but like me, started out as a PA announcer and then knew that, you were passionate about this, and this is something you definitely want to try. So when it comes to, getting your foot in the door, with the Stoner Cast and then now being a part of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live, what were some of your inspirations? Where were some broadcasters that you looked up to that motivated you to want to go ahead and give this a try?
So, and, thinking about that this morning, I've got to say Josh Pate first. Love Josh Pate. I love what he's accomplished. I think he's he started out so small. I was watching the late kick and participating in his episodes when there were like 5 or 6 people in the chat. Now, when he does a live episode, he's got thousands in the chat. So Josh was a big part of it. I've always been an avid listener of podcasts, shows like Marty Smith, Bussin' with the Boys, Steve Goldman's Infinite Inning. And, as an avid listener, you think, what's a topic I could do? And being so heavily invested with the Clingstones led me to do Stoner Cast. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention you, Richard. You've given me a lot of encouragement on this thing, as from the moment I initially thought of the concept, told you about it, discussed it with you, and you were encouraging from the get-go. So, and of course, my beautiful wife, Misty, who's my number one supporter and encourager, she's tells me to, you've got a dream, go chase it.
Yeah, and I love that you're chasing your dream right now, Ricky, and I love, again, everything that you've done with Stoner Cast so far. Talk about what inspired you to want to have this and why you love the Clingstone so much, man. I just feel like you love baseballs back in the city. Oh, we
got a little pause for the cause there. I tell you what, again, the internet is undefeated.
Oh, there he goes.
There we go.
There we go, Ricky.
Yeah. So I became a season ticket holder. I'm a lifelong baseball fan. Many don't know that I had childhood cancer, had leukemia, and my dream come true, which was the old version of Make-A-Wish, was to go to a Braves game and meet Dale Murphy. And I was able to, my dream was fulfilled, and I was able to go and meet Dale Murphy and Ron Gant and, autographs. And my mom still got a picture of me on prednisone, swollen up, huge. Dale Murphy struggled to pick me up. I'll never forget that for this picture. So baseball has been a part of my life for, my probably 40 years or more. So when I found out we were getting a team here in Columbus, it was an immediate, I told my wife, oh, we're getting tickets, we're going to go. I don't care how much it costs. So, and then just the fan base. I'm privileged enough to sit in 205 with a bunch of folks that are diehards. And, it's the Clingstones became, it replaced the dinner and a movie date nights with my wife. Now we get, 4 to 6 games a week when they're at home. And, those are now our date nights. And she loves it just as much as I do. So, and I want this team to be successful in Columbus. And part of developing StonerCast was to keep the engagement with fans throughout the off season. And then, we've got some exciting plans moving into the season next year.
Ricky, we are all excited about the experience that the Clingstones has brought to us here. Of course, this is the flagship station, Sportsvisions 92.1. But we've had just a multitude of talented people that come through, from the general manager, Pete Lavin, to Chuck Williams. And now sitting in that section 205, sounds like that's a very, very interesting experience. Kind of describe to us some of the folks that are in that section. And again, the experience of being a Clingstone fan sitting in 205.
Yeah, so I'm a rabid baseball guy, and I love to heckle. So game one, we sit down in our seats and quickly realize that not only is Chuck Williams there, the mayor of Columbus, Skip Henderson, is a season ticket holder of 205. A couple of counselors are there in 205 a lot, and I was like, man, I probably can't fully release and be myself with these folks around. So, but I was able to quickly learn that they're just as rabid as we are. They're not going to be shouting and heckling umpires or posting pictures, but I'm able to sit there and let go, and they actually appreciate it. So, but StonerCast was born from we actually have two Facebook groups. Columbus Clingstones fans, which is over close to 6,000 members so far. And then the Stoners, which is a kind of a hardcore fan community. And, those having those groups and those being born and growing so rapidly also is due to that's helped us encourage us with building StonerCast. So
let's promote.
Yes, 205 is a very vibrant section.
Let's promote and celebrate all of the professional teams. And the reason I say this because, we want the Clingstones to win, like we want the Lions to win, just like the River Dragon season's about to start now. And you're about pro Columbus. So talk about how you don't have to be just Clingstones. You can like the Clingstones, River Dragons, and Lions and be a fan of all three. You don't have to just pick one and have your allegiance only to them. I think that's nonsense, considering the fact they're three different sports. They play almost three different time periods.
Absolutely. And, I actually was a part of the original River Dragons in Columbus. I worked for the NBDL Columbus River Dragons, what seems like eons ago. It was professional basketball here in Columbus, and it did not get the support that you would think an NBA top tier product would get. And I hated that. I hated to see them go. They were here for a few years, and, the Cottonmouths always had plenty of support. The River Dragons have good support. Lions have been up and down, and you really, those ownership groups, they're investing in Columbus. They're investing in Columbus to bring us top tier quality products. It's not a lot of money to get into any of the games, and you hate going and seeing an empty arena. That the Civic Center holds 7,000-8,000 people, and to show up to some games and see 300 or 400 people there, it's kind of depressing. And I'm always encouraging folks. Hockey's great fun to watch. Indoor football's great fun to watch. Great family time. And, if you are sitting in here listening to this radio station looking for, coverage of national teams, great. But you've got it right here in your backyard. And it's important that we, as a community, support these teams.
Tell you what, Ricky, this is a perfect opportunity for us to talk about it right now. And again, throw it out there. Maybe we'll get some support or maybe we don't, but at least I'm going to get my thoughts out there with regards to our entire city, our Columbus metropolitan area. When you talk about, a little more than 200,000 people, this town is not big enough to support a lot of different things. We're so fragmented. We're separated by our churches. We're separated by our jobs. We're separated by our fraternities, the organizations. We got too much going on. And again, one thing that we do have in common is Columbus is on the front of the jerseys of all of those sports teams, the hockey team, the indoor football team, the baseball team. They got the same problems that the city has. And as soon as we can figure that out, whatever can bring us, one common denominator could bring us all together again, because you got, several different ownership groups. Everybody's trying to make their team and their organization productive. So that means by any means necessary. So, but if there was some kind of way to unite and to package this all together where everybody could prosper, very much like our city, that's something that the people need to understand and do. And I know I'm not the first one, the only one, but I have a platform. I'm throwing it out there. I'm saying what I think it is because of what I've experienced over my last 27 years of being back in this town. What do you think?
Absolutely, DJ. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. We are divided, but you can go to Garrett Harrison Stadium on a Friday night and see the team that I won't even mention. Full.
Go ahead and tell who is the Central Red Devils. Yeah, we can say it on this show.
The stadium is absolutely full. And so there are fans. There are sports fans here. Maybe many of them are there just to see their kid, but there are folks that love football there. Why aren't you going to the Lions to watch football in the Civic Center? And these teams are out in the community. The River Dragons and the Lions do a tremendous job of going into the schools, talking to kids, reading books to kids. So they're investing their free time into our community. The least we can do is invest back. The Klingstones have started, they've got Fuzzy going to schools to read books. And, those kids love that. So These organizations are investing very heavily into this community, trying to help everybody. And the least we can do as citizens is take 2-3 hours out. It's not like you're going to walk a plank. You're going to watch top quality sports. You're absolutely right. This city needs to, you guys have got to support our local teams.
Ricky, I want to talk about your alma mater for a second, the Jordan Red Jackets, which have had success in the past. We were talking about their success in the 90s. And of course, the winning the basketball championship in 2007 with legendary coach Gerald Turner. And you've seen Coach Hamby have success with the girls basketball team, making the playoffs a couple of years ago. But I do want to talk about the football team, because baseball and wrestling has had their success, but the football team, when you have 24 to 30 kids suiting up and they're trying to get motivated for a game, like last night losing to Carver 75-0, but there were some positives. They were able to move the ball on them. But what is it going to take to try to just get the football team competitive again, like it was 10 years ago? Because you are a proud Jordan alum. There's a lot of Jordan alum in this community, and they want to see the football team at least be competitive in these games. And you got to get the kids to buy in. I know that, kids just want to go where they want to go, but Jordan has a lot of rich tradition and history, and you want to try to see those kids. And I think that Coach McDaniel is doing a phenomenal job of just trying to get those kids to buy in. What's your take on that?
I'll tell you what, I've had the opportunity to meet and talk with Coach McDaniel on multiple occasions. And I will preface this by saying he is a tremendous man. He is a tremendous leader of men. And in his role at Jordan, he's not seen the success on the field, but you ask any of the teachers around there, any of the players, they love him. They love playing for him. He's passionate. He wants that first win so bad for the boys, but he's also doing exactly what he should be doing. He's finding smaller victories for the boys, not moral victories, smaller victories. His running back has been tremendous this year. He maybe doesn't have enough line quality on the line to block for him. So Coach McDaniel is a tremendous asset to Jordan, and I hope that he is able to see this thing through to where he wants it to be. But with Jordan, Columbus has 7 high schools and all over the place. I've said for years, if Columbus had 4 high schools, we'd probably have state championships in just about every sport, at least every other year. Baseball, you're spreading your talent between Northside and Columbus and Shaw, where there was one school, you'd have a hell of a team. Football, same way. Carver gets all the kids that they get because of, I believe it's a lot due to the success that they've had. And kids want to go play for winners. So that's been the problem at Jordan. If you're a football player, you want to go to Carver. You want to go to, Hardaway. If you're a defensive lineman, why wouldn't you want to go to Hardaway? You kids want to go to schools that are winning programs, and Jordan has not been that. So they're relying on what they do offer students, which is a top tier vocational education. They are, they're sending kids to work right now in heavy equipment operators can graduate and go get jobs that are paying $25, $28 an hour, which is crazy to think. When I came out of high school, I was making like $750. So, I'm very, very proud of Jordan. I'm very proud of the tradition. I do worry with athletics that it's, kind of on a downward spiral. And I hope that between the district athletic director and Coach Russell Scott, the AD at Jordan, that they can come up with something to help this football team, whether it's a 8-man schedule or have a non-region schedule where they can compete with some smaller schools, because it's tough to play football with 24 guys on the sideline.
Well, Ricky, we certainly appreciate you joining us this morning on the Sportsvisions Morning Show, man. Keep doing what you're doing and have a great rest of your morning.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thank y'all so much. See you this evening, Thrift.
Yep. That's Big Rick.
All right. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the day. You are watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921. This is the Sportsvisions Morning Show.
I can't wait till I get you.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Sportsvisions 92.1.
Garey's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Happy fall, y'all. It's Pumpkin Palooza time at Garey's Furniture Express. Make a purchase, pick a pumpkin, and win a prize. Every pumpkin has a number, and every number is a winner. Discounts include 5, 10, up to 15% off, and you may even get free delivery. And that's only at Garey's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
This week at Macy's, it's the best time to save on fall styles at our biggest fall sale. Find the classic brown boots and preppy Mary Jeans that everyone's wearing. Luxurious cashmere and wool sweaters. Even better, it's our lowest prices of the season on diamond jewelry, now 50 to 75% off, over half off. Don't miss your chance to save big on the looks you need now at Macy's biggest fall sale. Today, savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Your wedding, presented by PNB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 11th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PNB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacies, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sportsvisions morning show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sportsvisions 92.1.
Ice like a bunch of pull up in that new Rari. Live it like
welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Visions morning show. DJ Charles Thrift Barringer and Richard Holdridge. Guys, it's been quite a show. It's been quite a week. Man, oh man. Thrift, I tell you, I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and glad that it's already here. TGIF.
TGIF. Rich, we just had a little conversation during the break, man. Again, it was a carryover for what we were talking to Ricky Rodgers about. And I was just saying in my mind, and, I don't know, from the way I was built, my foundation from my parents and all the great coaches that I've had in my life, to include your granddad, Larry Bush, man, I was built to say, okay, listen, I'm going to get prepared and I'm going to do what I can do. And I'm going to go out here between these white lines and let it all happen, me against you. And again, at the end of the day, when we're done, we're going to shake hands. We're going to have a cold drink together. We're going to have a meal together. And then, hey, look, let the bygones be bygones. In this town, I mentioned how fragmented we are. And it's not big enough to be fragmented because, again, you get a group of 100 people over here and 200 people over there and 1,000 people over there, then nobody gets anything accomplished, And so my point is, I don't give a damn whether it's our fraternities, the churches, the companies that we work for, the radio stations that we listen to. We got to support each other. This is Columbus. This is Muskogee County. This is the Tri-City, Bi-City area. And when we come together for the good of these teams, even down to these tournaments, when there's one team, as Calvary was in the GIAA tournament, the whole city should show up and turn out for Calvary. But no, I'm from Carver, or I'm from Spencer, or I'm from Central. Come on, man. We got to be bigger than that. And until this community and the leadership in this community is able to figure out a way of how to bring us together, then we won't have, the big boys over here with the Klingstones, or the little boys over here with the hockey team or the indoor football team. We need everybody to support everybody, man. And that's the only way we're going to make it.
DJ, I agree with you 100%. It's Columbus versus everybody. We all root for Columbus teams. We see Hardaway girls basketball team make it to the championship. If you're from Carver, you should be rooting for Hardaway. If you're going to Northside and you see Carver make a deep run in the state championship, you should be rooting for Carver. And that's how we are. I mean, obviously we're in the media. We root for all the Columbus sports teams, but I want to talk about the professional teams because I once called for a professional team that was very short-lived in this city called the Columbus Rapids. They were only here for 2 years. That second year, it was just a battle of back and forth of home games at the Columbus Civic Center. They played games on Wednesday nights because, the River Dragons were playing at the Civic Center. And then the Civic Center, whatever makes the most money, they would like a weekend, the River Dragons were on the road. Well, why wasn't the Rapids playing on the weekend? Well, because they had a concert. So I understand that there are owners, different personalities, and they want to make their money. And I get that. But if you are a sports fan like ourselves, we're going to support the Lions, the River Dragons, the Chattahoochee when they were here, the Rapids, Columbus United FC, and obviously the Columbus Cleanstones. I believe that being a sports fan, you're going to support all the teams. And I think that's a great thing that we have multiple sports teams. The River Dragons are getting ready to play their home opener November 14th. I know they've had a slow start to the season, but I'm a firm believer in supporting the Columbus River Dragons because right now they are the professional team that is playing at this time.
You got a point there, Richard. And again, but this is something that's been ingrained in this community for a long, long time. And that's why I said the leadership, whatever that may be. And I'm not talking about just political leadership. I'm talking about, these coaches that are, that understand, what it would take. And they understand exactly what I'm saying, that would help us come together. And again, from the pastors to the, it's a lot of people that don't have to have, the big money guys. Because there's only a couple of those as well. But even that part of it, hey, let's come together. Let's come together, and however it means, with regards to, us getting better, us making this community better, and that's just my little rant. And for whatever it means, if it doesn't mean anything, let it go. If it does, hey, look, I'm here. You know how to find me. I'm on the air every morning. Most mornings. And again, my number, my email address, I'll be happy to give it to you. But I just, that's what I believe in, guys. And I say, well, what do you mean, DJ? Well, look at what I do. I'm responsible for the biggest football luncheon in not just in the city, in the Southeast. And we include everybody, all the media, our presenters, everybody that that want to be our presenters on the program. I could have very easily just say, hey, look, Thrift, me, you, and Richard, and my little group, we're going to do all of this. We're going to take the credit for everything. No. WTVM, WRBL, any of the other outlets out there, over the years. And again, we're going into our 18th year, and we've been doing it ever since. And that's how I believe, and that's what I believe. Because again, what's for you is for you. That small mind, that small town mentality was that, oh no, I'm not gonna give you nothing to eat because this is all I got on my plate. No, this is your village. Give them a little piece. It ain't gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna put you out of business. It's not gonna, be the difference of you winning and losing. We all win. We're trying to get Columbus to win. That's my point. You got to let everybody eat. You got to take care of your people. You got to be able to do that, DJ. And I just don't understand that mindset. It just never makes any sense why hoard all the resources, all the information when you have people that are out here starving, doing the same thing or trying to accomplish the same thing. We're all in this together. And for all you folks out there that are on the boat that are poking holes in it, and you don't have any intentions of being in part of anything, but you're just going to be the one that keeps the crap going, and want to keep a confusion and not positive, keep all the negativity. You guys, I tell you what, we see you from a mile away. Don't think that you can just ease up in our camps. And we'll be friendly, we'll smile, and we'll shake your hand, and we'll invite you, and I'll even offer you a meal. But don't think that I'm stupid. Don't no. and again, I'm sure that there's a lot of other folks that feel and think that way. But again, I just, that was in my spirit. That's what I wanted to say, and I'm done. Yeah, I'm glad you said it, DJ, because sometimes those things need to be put out there, and I hope everybody has a great weekend and support the entire community. We got a ton of football games going on tonight that I'm excited about. Absolutely. While we're going out of here in the walk-off music, why don't we go ahead and talk about those games exactly tonight, Thrift, so we can make 5 o'clock, Columbus Spencer will be a huge playoff game at 5 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. 7:30 Harris County Mondays Mill. 7:30 Strong Rock at Brookstone. 7:30 Stratford at Calvary. 7:30 Westfield at Pacelli. And then we have 8 o'clock Enterprise at Smith Station. 6. Count them right. 6 games happening tonight. All right. Well, you hear the music. You know what that means. That's going to do it for this edition of the Sportsvisions Morning Show. On behalf of Richard Holdridge, Thrift Barringer, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
Time is of the essence. I try to teach you, but I need some lessons. I need to give it all.
You've been listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. This is Sportsvisions 92.1.
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body.